Hello. Hello everyone. How are we doing on this fine evening? So, Barotrauma and their infinite, Barotrauma's been spying me. They're like, oh, PunPun's gonna teach people how to mod? Let's release them. Oh, hello, Regis, how you doing? Yes, so so what happened is, PunPun was like, let's show people how to mod this amazing game. But then, everything changed because Regalis himself decided, actually, PunPun, we're gonna update the game today, which means most of the mods I was gonna use as examples are broken. But that doesn't give me a good opportunity to update my own mods because some of them have been affected by the updates. So Barotrauma itself is programmed in XML format, which means it's pretty simple to edit. You could just do it with Notepad++, which is what I'm going to be using. I'm a bit of a pleb. I'm not much of a tech guy or coder much myself. I just kind of figured this out on my own because I remember going through the files and just like pretty much reading everything. Like, oh, this is pretty easy to mod. So I made my own mods. So I'm going to impart my knowledge to you guys. So first and foremost, Lua. I don't know how to mod Lua at all. However, Lua is always a good option if you do know how to use Lua. It allows you a lot more freedom for what you want to do. I just don't know the first thing about Lua. It also allows you to do client-side mods, which means you can play with them on a multiplayer server, even though the host themselves don't have the mods, which is always fun. It means you could play if you can make a Lua like horny mod that nobody else can know about, you can hide your shame from everyone else. But like I said, I only know how to program in XML. So we're gonna load my quote-unquote vanilla mod list, which is comprised of mainly my own mods and a couple Lua mods that are just things that I like to just have as like quality of life. So yes, let's hold on. So first things first, what did the mod path? What changed with the update? So two of the mods that I've made are serious opiates, which is a mod that makes it easier to overdose and to get addicted to opiates in this game. But mods, this update currently changed how opium works, or at least how opiates works. There's multiple versions of opiates. So now they have a higher risk of causing addictions, which is not inherently conflicting with my mod pack. Higher chance of causing overdoses could be a problem because my overdose scaling is way slower. Morphine heals much more slowly. That's fine. That's actually, I think that's a really cool change because now fentanyl is more viable, or just opium itself straight. So those are some changes to the opium. They added infections, which shouldn't really affect much, but basically that's if you leave a wound untreated, it can get infected, which is pretty cool actually. They have to use antibiotics. Alcohol sensitivity, so if you use antibiotics, you get some more sensitive to alcohol, which is funny as fuck because that means you can speedrun alcoholism now. There's text to do it. Stabilizine no longer cures poison, which is completely valid. It was always meant to be just stop a poison from progressing, but spamming like 5 of them would cure any poison. All the other stuff doesn't really matter. Antibiotic glue, it's cool that it's multiple use because it was never really good. Pomegranate extract, giving you slow metabolism, is pretty cool. But basically, what changed? Exactly, speedrunning alcoholism. I don't think they added an alcohol addiction affliction. I could test that out right now, actually. But I know that there's a mod, one of the mods that we use for the multiplayer campaign that we play on Saturdays, called, what's it called again? Hungry Europans, which is kind of like my entire thing, because it adds like an entire food thing, and I'm the chef of the sub now, so I'm dealing with this mod a lot. But that does add alcoholism as a condition you can develop. So that'll be, however, none of those mods are updated yet, so they probably don't factor in alcoholism yet. And if I remember correctly, how that mod works overwrites the effects of getting drunk from the base game. But so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be updating my mods. I'm going to be explaining the basics of how to edit XML files and then uploading your own mods. And I'm also going to be showing examples from other mod packs and just to show like what they did and why they did the things they did. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert in coding. This is just me spitballing, mainly improv. But let's move to the scene that we have. So I have my programming socks on, if you will. I prepared a bit. I came ready. So we have our interface right here, where we're going to be showing Europa Waifu. That's not even the worst one. Okay. Europa Waifu. I have a local copy of this mod because actually a lot of the modding that I used Europa Waifu as my baseline to learn how to mod shit. My addiction has not gotten worse, guys. Come on. The real killer here is the fucking end-filed mod, which is even more waifu bait than Europa Waifu. But yeah, I've used Europa Waifu because it's an XML, so that's how I actually learned most of my coding, is just looking at the files themselves and deciphering what they did or using it as a cross-reference. But anyways, I mean, look, we even have the Toho Fumo mod somewhere. Where is it? There, Toho Fumo right here. We could put that in if we wanted to. But yes, so unfortunately, OBS cannot capture documents, but that's probably for the best anyways, because I'd probably fuck up somehow and like leak classified information, or I should say personal information, not classified. So probably for my own safety, we're not showing the documents, but basically what you want to do is you want to go to your properties on Steam. Or not properties, you want to go to Steam and browse local files, which is manage, browse local files, which will open up your folders. This is the local install of any Steam game you have. So, I don't remember if this is by default or not, but there's a folder called local mods, and if that's not an actual thing, you're gonna have to create that thing yourself. Hold on, I can actually screenshot things, that'll make it easier. Although I don't know how to upload screenshots anyways. I guess I could share. Nah, okay, fuck it. Okay, so basically, there's a file called local mods. And that's where you're gonna be doing your mods. So any mod that you want to create yourself, you have to put in the local mods folder. However, if you want to see the mods that other people have made that you have downloaded off of the Steam Workshop, you have to back up a bit to Steam Apps itself. So I don't know how you guys have it, but this shit has gotten so bad, you know every. What do you mean I know every single? What do you mean? I don't know any words. I'm illiterate. What are you talking about? But yes, so if you open up, normally Steam will be like this, like on your local disk, then your program files x86, Steam Apps. So there, you'll have a couple folders. Common is where your games are downloaded. Then there's a workshop. So with when you're in the workshop folder itself, you'll have downloads and temps, and also content. So what you wanted to open is content. Fuck it. Okay. I really don't want to show folders because, man, I don't want to like accidentally slip up or something. But so each in the Steam Apps Workshop folder, you will have content, and then each of the games that you have workshop mods for will be organized based on their serial code or whatever the fuck, their ID code on Steam themselves. If I remember correctly, Barotrauma's is 602960. Yeah, I got some really nasty things in there, like all of my homework and and other sensitive files, such as perhaps my username or my local file name or my fucking Yeah, my username. My username on Windows itself. But yes. Do not question PunPun's folders. You will never get to see the light of day. But yes, so Barotrauma itself is 60/20/60. So then I have a couple mods downloaded. Some of them more savory, some of them less savory. So let's browse through them real quick. I'll find a good example of a mod. Let's see. So this one would be, I'll find you through your PC's exactly, and that's what I want to avoid. And I've managed to find the worst example of a mod, so we're not going to be showing that one. This one's my own mod. Okay, where's Hungry Europans? Actually, this one's a nice simple mod. This one is called Shrexophone. And what this mod does, I can show it in the game. If I put it on, where is it? Shrexophone. Here. So, if we go to Submarine Editor, let's say that we're just being silly boys and we're just gonna load in a submarine just to test stuff. Like this. Alright, so now we're in the game. So, the Shrexophone mod, as you can see on the left side, I believe, it's on OBS, left side. On the left side, we have the file list. I can delete this, that was just a blank. So, every single mod has a file list. If your mod does not have a file list, you cannot upload it to Steam. Simply put. So this will tell you what kind of version of XML is being used. All Barotrauma mods use XML version 1. Actually, no, wait, this is wrong. The XML is just the programming language itself. The version itself is the version of the mod. So this is just version 1.0, because this mod is very easy, very, very, very silly, and does not need an update. Should probably work till the end of time. You encoding whatever. Content package. So hey, how XML works is that you have to open up an argument by using an lesser than, equal than, I don't fucking remember the term. Anyways, you use the right-leaning alligator mouth. And you write your content package, or you write any other argument you want. Like, for example, if I want to create an affliction, I'll do afflictions. And then that's the beginning of your argument. And then, so let's say, like, you type in your code here, you do whatever. And then if you want to close your argument, you have to do another open gator to slash. And then you copy what you just did when you close it. And I need to space these, I believe. Hold. Well, we're off to a bad start, because apparently that did not work. We're off to a great start. Hold on. Like I said, I am not a professional. So why didn't this work? Ah, I see why. Hold on. Tab. Let's put in afflictions. Okay, my arguments are not closing. Oh, this is why. There we go. I forgot to close it. So then, if you want to close it, you just put a slash and then you do the same thing. So now anything that's written here will be in the affliction tab. Like, let's say, like, type equals, I don't know, like, funny. So right now, that doesn't do anything because we don't have any definitions in the file list. But basically, let's revert all changes. Yes, so basically you want to open up your argument, put your content package. So then you want to name your mod. So this one's called Shrexophone. Then you have your file list. So this is how you access them. This is just the path to reach your mod. So it'll be mods Shrexophone file list.xml. Or basically just mods, whatever you want to call your mod, and then you access the file list itself. Core package, if this is set to true, if you load Barotrauma, you'll have like vanilla or like Lua if you have Lua enabled or whatever. Basically, if you make this true, this will become a core package. So it could be like a separate instance of Barotrauma, kind of. Game version, that's just whenever this was released on. As you can see, it was released on 0.15. The game's now officially released into 1.0, and this mod still works. Install time, that's just whatever. That's how long it took me to do it. Steam Workshop ID. So this is what you're going to want to look for if you're going to look for a mod within your own Steam apps in like the content section of the workshop. This will be how it's identified there. So, what your file list does is that everything that's listed inside of your file list will be what gets loaded into your mod. So if you forget to put something, if you put something in your folder for your mod and then you don't load it into the file list, or you don't define it in your file list, it'll just never load. So your mod will just never work. Or at least that part of the mod will never work. So here we have an item called the Shrexophone, which means that this thing is defined as an item. And basically, if we look, we'll look later, but basically this is a Shrexophone, which is an item, which you can spawn in the game. And that when you play it, it'll play some of these. So this is the icon for the Shrexophone. Basically, this will just load in the PNG file. This... Wait, is it a different thing? Okay, I have not checked this mod in a while, but basically the OGG is what sounded playing. That's probably the icon itself. This is the icon in your inventory probably, and that's like just the model itself. But if I want to be more specific, I can actually look that up because this thing has those things. So the icon PNG, yeah, the icon PNG itself is just it's in the inventory, and the icon itself is what you're holding if you hold it. So here's the Shrexophone XML itself. So as you can see, again, you have to define XML or whatever. So, wow, this guy triggering my OCD. He's not lined it up properly. Oh, let's keep it on this side. So yes. So how Barotrauma works is that you have big groups and then there's like smaller groups. So for example, the items big group basically just defines what kind of thing it is. So anything that's an item will be in the items group itself, but then you have to define what the item is itself. So this would be like, if you have multiple items, you'd put this, and then you'd put all your items inside of this one clause. Then each item will be separately defined by an item like this. The name of it's Shrexophone, its identifier is Shrexophone, which matters for commands inside the console of Barotrauma. So, category is MISC, that's for like the shop, or whatever, or also if you're gonna spawn something in, with like the sub-editor itself. Small item defines how it could, what it can fit into. So as a small item, it could probably fit in a belt patch. Cargo container identifier, metal crate, I don't know what the fuck that's doing there, we'll just leave it there. Scale 0.5, I think that's the size? I don't know, some of these I've never really messed with. Price is how much you could buy it for at a shop. Impact sound, so if you drop an item, it makes a sound. That's just it'll take the sound. This is already a sound that's inside the game. Is shootable equals true, I think means that you can damage it if you shoot at it. Upgrade. Upgrade. I have never seen this argument used before. Well, we're learning something new ourselves here. But yes, you can buy it at the research city. You can write it at a research outpost, at a city, at a military outpost, or at just a regular outpost. Here's the icon, the sprite. Like I said, the icon and the sprite. The body, radius. That's just the size of the sprite itself. Holdable, so if you right hand plus left hand. So here we're defining our arguments. So when you're holding it, you hold it with both your right hand and your left hand. Control pose true. In position. This is just like where it is relative to you when you're holding it. You could swing it too, technically, I guess. Swing speed? That's weird. I mean, okay, whatever. Point is, swing when using true, but sound when you want on use. So on use normally means when you right click the item, it'll play Shrexophone.ogg, which is loaded. And that has a range of 600. I don't remember what the units are. Basically, at a range of 600, you'll play this in a loop. So, let's go into the mods right here. So, this mod has been loaded locally. Ignore all this. This is just me loading in shit. Basically, because there's an update, some of this stuff's being overwriting weird, which is why I need to update my mods. But if I go spawn item, Shrexophone, inventory. Yeah, as you can see, we're holding our Shrexophone now. And with this now, let's put it. Yeah, we've set it to autopilot. Ooh, they've added decimals to the descent velocity. That's cool. So as you can see, I'm holding with both hands. As the code itself would say, I have to hold with right hand and left hand. Now, if I hold right click, I'm holding it, and if I left click on use, I start playing the song. And we play it from the start every single time we left click. So if I hold it down, and because it's been set to loop, if whenever this song finishes, I don't know how long this goes on for, it'll automatically loop. Anyways, so that's like an example of a mod. This is a very simple mod. I mean, pretty much most of the code of this has just been ripped off of like the guitar from base Barotrauma, which also you can also check base game Barotrauma coding using the same process. If I go back to my Barotrauma, folder, and I go to content, items, I believe it'd be MISC or it'd be tools, MISC. You go to MISC. Now this one's a lot bigger because this is like the entirety of Barotrauma's miscellaneous items. But let's say, for example, we want to check the guitar, which is right here. You could see, again, this is a big item. Big item means that you have to hold it in your, like, it doesn't fit in your inventory slots. So yeah, so with this, if a big item, actually I could spawn one in right now. Basically all the big item means that you can't fit it in your, basically all that means that you can't fit it in your inventory. Like you have like your limited inventory slot. If it's a big item, it's either on the floor or in your hand. You can't put it anywhere else. Although some big items can be fit on in the slot here, that's a different code. Has the tags instrument, which Shrexophone does not have the tag instrument, interestingly enough. But instrument is mainly used for interactions with other talents or stuff like that. But yes, basically, so if I use this, I play the guitar. If I was just up like as a clown, clown costume, inventory, spawn item, clown mask, inventory, we would be playing the opening song for my streams, which I literally just ripped off of Barotrauma. I just took the OGG file and just played it. But yes, so it works very similarly, but because it's a small item and some different properties, does not count as an instrument and whatnot. As you can see, it has its inventory icon, has its sprite. So you see, similar structure. I'd assume that the guy who made the mod probably just ranged weapon. Wait, this counts as a ranged weapon? Okay, interesting. The more you know. The difference between, for example, a Shrexophone and this is really just in the tags. And also that it has different OGG files you could play. And here, actually, this is a great example, actually, because you can only play the clown song when you're dressed as a clown. So that's actually defined in the code itself. Oh, you can pause it and still plays. I did not know that worked like that. But here we have a conditional that says has status tag equals clown. So basically, if you're a clown, which is defined by you wearing both a suit or anything with the clown tag on your body and in your face slot, you become a clown, which then allows you to then activate the conditional has status clown to then play guitarclown.ogg, which loops like every other song. But yes, so if this conditional is met, you don't play any of these ones. It overrides and goes straight to this one instead. If that makes sense. Also, I'm sorry if I'm not reading chat too much, because I only have 2 monitors, and I'm using both of them constantly right now. But yeah, so basically that's the gist of modding. So, let's go for a bit more interesting mod. Actually, I can open them right now because I have the mods downloaded locally because they're my own mods. So for that one, I'll go straight to Barotrauma, and instead of going to content, I'll go to local mods, and I will go to Better Genes, which is the name for my mod called Mollusk and Skitter Gene Rework, as will be defined here. So this is the file list for the mod. It's overall a simple mod, because how it works is that we have our content package. This is the name of the mod, Mollusk and Skitter Gene Rework. This is the version of the mod itself, the 1.2.4, because it's gone through a couple updates. Core package false, that's the Steam Workshop ID. If you want to download the mod yourself, wink wink nudge nudge. Here's the Steam Workshop ID. And game version 1.1.19, because that's the latest version I updated the game for, which is, I believe, last update? I believe that was the winter update. But yes. So this mod is pretty up to date. So, what does this mod pack load? It loads the Affliction's genetic material.xml, which is where all of the special stuff related to the genes that I'm modifying will be loaded. I have modified a couple, so all of them will be loaded in that single file. And then there's the genetic file itself, because I had to change number values to reflect, because how Barotrauma works, if an item that's in the base game, for some reason you can't change the text of the item itself, like you can't change its description. Or else you can't change, yeah, you can't change the description, but you can't change the number values in the description if they're like yellow or whatever. It's really weird, I don't know why, but if I could, I would rewrite the text, but I can't, so I have to just modify the number values. And the character file Human Husk is because the Mudraptor gene adds a part to your body, and all mutations to humans get categorized as humanhusk.xml. So because that gets modified, I have to go modify the character file for Human Husk itself. Very cool stuff. It really makes me feel like PunPun exactly. I mean, listen, it's a silly little song. I'm a huge Barotrauma nerd. I figured, what better song to make my little avatar dance to? But yes, so let's look at the mod itself actually, because I can open that. I could technically, because I have a local version of Europa Waifu, I could technically literally just rip off Europa Waifu and upload it myself. However, I have better standards than that, so we will not be doing that. Let's look real quick at the Mollusk and Skitter Gene Rework. Here you can actually see the file list image. It's not loaded here, but in the folder itself, you have to like create an image for it. Or whatever. Or you don't have to, but you're probably better off creating an image for it. So mine is just a Senator Armstrong hardening his body, and it says Mollusk Genes, son. Because how this mod works is that if you get hit with mollusk genes, you keep getting damage resistance the more you get hit. So your muscles harden in response to physical trauma. But anyways, I'm rebalancing the certain genes in Barotrauma that were perhaps lagging behind other options. For example, the Skitter gene now gives 25 to 50% movement speed, and 25 to 75% swimming speed upon getting hit, with a maximum duration of 10 seconds. Or, we have the mollusk genes, which now give 20 to 50% damage resistance upon getting hit, with a maximum duration of 100 seconds. But it takes a couple hits to reach maximum resistance. Hunter genes get nerfed because I think having 100 seconds of 200% melee damage is kind of stupid, so I nerfed it. And then Mudraptor genes now also provide armor protection to the front, but not the back of your head, on top of melee attack. So basically, base Mudraptor genes just gave you a melee attack that could break doors in like 4 hits. It was not very good, so I decided to add armor values because Mudraptors are fucking walking tanks, and if I have Mudraptor genes, I also want to be a walking tank. But yes, so that's basically the gist of what was added to the mod. There's a time where it also modified an item, but then, seeing as I'm such an amazing mod creator myself, Regalis himself contacted me. I was like, hey, this is such a cool idea, can I add this part to the base game? He didn't do that. It's just, that's a fucking lie. But there was just one thing that was just not coded properly, so I just took the opportunity to fix it myself in this mod pack. But then it got patched out, or it got fixed in base game, so I didn't have to worry about it. So I just removed it. But yes, so let's load the XML file lists for this mod of mine. This one should not need to be updated because nothing got affected for genetics. So, oh yeah, this is also weird. So in my file list, I am only loading the human husk, but because the human husk itself then references mudraptorbeak.xml, I could actually save a bit of space here by just not having to write down mudraptorbeak.xml and just letting human husk itself load this file. I mean, you're probably just better off just loading anything that you edit. You should probably just put it in. Basically, this is how it works. But yes. Alright, so the most important thing. There's two kinds of mods in Barotrauma. There's those that create and there's those that rebalance. Any kind of mod where you're going to rebalance something, any kind of mod that requires you to modify something, or that changes something in the base game, requires an override. So, for example, here, there are a total of 4 genes that I've modified. Well, technically only 3. Yeah, well, technically only 3 because the hammerhead gene, or sorry, so the mudraptor gene itself gets modified in the character, like in the character file instead. Because I didn't actually change how the values of the mod. I just added a hitbox that has the damage resistance. But basically, here we go. So for example, afflictions. So again, this is the super category. Every single affliction. And the affliction works for both medical and genetic afflictions. However, all of these were in the base game are inside of the genetic afflictions, or genetic material, afflictions genetic material XML. So this is the based one, or this is the based one. This is the base version. So this is the one that has all the base game genetic material information, and also all the tainted genetic information, the negative effects. So you know, I didn't do anything for those ones. Yeah, if you any kind of affliction here. Oh, give me a sec. Anyways, so yes, so basically any single affliction here will basically just, I don't know why it's separate. I mean, I understand why it's separated, because like these are all things that are applied by like drugs and like medicine, and these ones are all things that are applied by a gene splicer. So I guess it makes sense to separate them, but technically you don't really need to separate them. But yes, so if we go to, is it damage resistance? No, okay. Genetic material. Vigor on damage is the name of the thing. Yes. So this one, this is base mollusk genes. Vigor on damage is the name of it, and the identifier is vigor on damage itself. If I went again to let's load in a new save. I tested this out again. So as I said, the identifier is basically just the game in the definition inside of here. So if I go give affliction, you can either do quotation mark vigor on damage, which is the name of the thing itself, and the game will recognize this. So then let's just say like I give myself like 10. Well, I'm full of ass. I'm full of shit, apparently. I guess it doesn't work like... I guess that only works for items, then. But yes, if I go, quote-unquote, vigor... vigor on damage 10 or 100. So, now I have mollusk genes at 100%. Because that is the identifier. Which is vigor on damage, no spaces, no caps. So, how does this genetic information work? limb specific false. Basically, some damage types are limb specific. Actually, most damage types are limb specific, but things that are just like general buffs are not. So those ones are considered false. So they just apply to your entire body. But the indicator limb is basically just if we have a medical condition, where will it show in the medical tab? So this one's set to torso, which means that it shows up here. If it was set to head, it would show up here. If it was set to arm, I don't know if there's like a difference between the arms. Probably is. But yeah, it would show that each limb has their own the respective indicator. Yeah, Notepad++ is actually pretty fun. Well, we out here modding with the bare necessities. Yes. So what else is true? So hide icon after delay is true. Basically, you see how my medical tab, like when we're in a base, nothing's here. This is there's a +1 here. What that means is that hide icon after delay means after you've received the affliction for a bit of time, it'll just go to like this extra file. Where so this is basically just for the sake of compressing or like only showing the important stuff. Having this is not a problem. So having it out here does not tell you what kind of damage you suffered. So for the sake of just ease of information, they just put it in this separate file right here called Mollusk Genes. And that's what the show icon or the hide icon after delay is for. Show icon threshold basically just means how much of the affliction do you have to have before it shows up on your tab at all. Shows up here or shows up here. So it's at 0. So the second you have any amount of mollusk genes in you, it'll show up here. There are some things, namely poisons, that'll show up later. So if you have like a stealthy poison, for example, it'll only show up at like 50 or 80 or something like that. It won't show up here at all until the affliction has gone past 80, which means that you have to start acting fast because you're probably gonna die soon if it's at 80. And treatment threshold basically just means at what point is it treatable. So set to 100 with the maximum being 100 means that it's never treatable. You could never cure me of my mollusk genes. However, let's say that you wanted a poison that can only be treated past 50. The treatment threshold would be 50. Most things have a max strength of 100. There's a couple things with a max strength of 1,000. There's a couple things with even higher, but basically the max strength is you can choose any number between like 0 and 100. It's just like it basically is just your multiplier. If you want more specifics, you could set it to 1,000 and have like a bunch of different categories that go all the way up to 1,000. It's just a number to define its max value. But let's see. So in the base game, also icon colors, that doesn't really matter. Just copy it off the base game. Also, why did my audio just cut off? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna reboot my headphones. Ah. It seems like my headphones got disconnected or something. I've never seen this error message before. That's weird. Okay, we're on the right thing. Hold on. I'm gonna reboot this. I don't know what that error message is. But yeah, while this is rebooting, we have minimum strength, maximum strength. So here is your effects. So min strength, max strength basically just means. So how this specific genetic material works is that it's tiered layers instead of a progressive, and instead of a linear scaling, it's tiered. So from 0 to 20. It'll apply the status effect on damaged. So basically, if you get hit, you'll get, if you character on damage, required affliction damage. Damage is pretty much any kind of damage type. It goes from burns to organ damage to being cut to being bitten to being shot. Any kind of damage type will pretty much just afflict this. But the minimum strength has to be 5. So if you take like, let's say you just get like zapped by like a welding someone with a welding tool for like 2 seconds. You will not get the buff. It's only once you've taken 5 damage of the affliction type that this will trigger, which will then apply Strengthen 10. And Strengthen is basically just... Strengthen is the condition that gets applied when you take steroids in this game, which reduces damage. However, how that thing works is that thing scales down 1. First of all, Strengthen is linear scaling from 0 to 600. So at 10 strength, you're at 0.6% of its maximum efficiency. And the maximum efficiency, I believe, is 50% for Strengthen. So, 0.6% of 50% is pretty marginal. It's barely anything at all. But basically, that would apply 0.6% of a 50% damage resist. And that would last for 10 seconds. And it would also scale down each second. So as you can see, all this is cool in concept. It does not fucking work. Because at 10, you get jack shit. You'd die before you noticed any kind of damage reduction. However, if you go to 40, it gets 20%, or 20, which would be 0.12, or 1.2% or whatever. Yeah, 1.2%. And then this would be 1.8, so forth, so on and so forth, up to 60, which would be 10%. 10% is not too bad. However, because this is always like... Basically, this works best if you're going to be blading shot by like a machine gun or something, like an SMG. Rapid fire, like lots of damaging hits over a short period of time will be better than just the one single strong hit for this mod. But even still, 60%, you're taking like, that's like a 5% damage resist. You're still not really getting much damage resist out of this. So I said, fuck that shit. This is stupid as fuck. So, what I did, we override, first of all. Always override. Always override. Why is this not overridden? Clearly I have made a mistake here. Actually, no, I know why this is not overridden. Okay, I'll explain that later. But this is overridden. So, all of this information here will correct and overwrite everything that's similar to here. So once we put the name vigor on damage in the affliction override, everything here that's different will have priority here. That makes sense. So what happens, so we keep most of these things the same. We keep the icon colors the same, we keep the max strength, we keep all of this is the same, but I still decide to override it just for safety reasons. Or in case I feel like changing it later down the line. But what is different is here, the effects. So we still have it tiered, so it still goes from 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, and 80 to 100, like this one. However, what is different is that the status effect on damaged, also it's still the same threshold of 5 damage, but what happens instead is that instead of applying Strengthen, we apply Increased Resistance Temporary. So, what increased and the amount is 10. What this is this down here. Increased Resistance Temporary. So, this is a custom affliction that I created myself through the mod. And this is the identifier. So this is what gets searched here. Type genetic material. I basically all this I just copy and pasted from this. So it'll duplicate or whatever. But what this does is that from 0 to 100, this is linear scaling. It'll give you damage resistance with a minimum of 20% and a maximum of 50%. Which means, even if you have one amount of damage resistance temporary, you're still getting 20% damage resist. However, the more you have of it, it can go up to 50%. So at 100, it's 50% damage resistance. And yeah, you get 10 for being hit. So you get 10 seconds of probably like, it's probably at 10, it's probably closer to like 25% damage resistance. But then at 1, it's 20% roughly. So, similar effect to the first mod, or to the base game. However, much more impactful. You're getting a lot more value out of this. And the strength change -1, that's basically just That's what makes it decay. So strength change can either be positive or negative. Most buffs have negative, and most poisons have positive strength changes. So every second or so, this the value will be decreased by 1 or increased by 1 depending on what your strength changes. But yes, and then then I have an icon for the affliction itself, which is also just a rip of this, because I'm not an artist. I don't draw, so I just rip stuff. But basically, what I did is that I just took, like, all this is pretty much the same. All that I really changed is that I made increased resistance temporary, which is my own custom affliction, which I then defined, and then I gave values to, which is damage resistance of 20 to 50%. So that's pretty much how you do it. Yeah, always override. Why is this one not overridden? But there's a reason why. Because I didn't have to override that one, because that was not in the base game. That's something I created myself, which means it didn't need to be overridden. Yes. Now let's look at another example. Hyperactivity on damage. This is the skitter one. So skitter worked very similar to mollusk, where basically if you get hit, you would get haste, which is what meth gave you. Oh, also another thing. Because it no longer gives you strengthen, the damage resistance that you get from mollusk would now also stack with steroids. Which means that if you have both of them on, you would get like 25% like damage mitigation because it's multiplicative. Pretty cool, right? Or sorry, 75% damage resistance, I should say. You'd take only 25% of the damage. But yeah. So because of that, it also stacks with steroids, so now you can be even tankier. Same thing with the skitter genes. It gave you haste, which is what meth gave you, and also energy drinks, but those ones didn't really give you much. But now, instead, similar concept, we created increased movement speed temporary, and again it's tiered from 0 to 20, 40 to 20, or whatever. And then we define our thing, which is increased movement speed temporary. Again, we usually just copy paste it here because I'm not original. What we do is that we defined our values. So as you can see, this decays 1 per second. So at 100, you would have 100 seconds worth of damage resistance that starts at 50% and goes down to 20%. This one is very different because it scales down 10 per second, which means even though the maximum is 100, at max strength you get 10 seconds of movement speed, and it'll scale down as you go. So basically, instead of being like you get hit, now you run really fucking fast for 100 seconds, you get hit, you get a short movement speed that could last for up to 10 seconds. So it's more of just like, oh shit, I got hit, run away, which is kind of what it's supposed to be. However, once again, haste in the base game goes from 0 to 600. So you would get paltry amounts of movement speed for getting hit, because these things were scaling linearly, and they were giving you jack shit in terms of total movement speed buffs. So what we did instead is that our new effect increases walking speed by 25 to 50% at max, and 25% at min, and increases swimming speed by 25% at minimum and 75% at maximum. So when you get hit, you just start swimming really fucking fast. So yeah, similar concept to the mollusk, and again, because this is a different affliction now, it also stacks with meth. So if you want to go sonic speed, take meth while also being a skitter. Oh yeah, yes. Take care, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully this inspires you to mod Barotrauma if you even have that game, or this just interests you in the game itself. Because this is a very funny game, and the modding community is very cool too. Right, so the last thing is, like I said, I nerfed one of the genes, which would be this one, increased melee damage on damage. Which this is actually also where I ripped a lot of my ideas. The increased melee damage effect is applied by this gene. So you see how these two had like their own custom, well, no, these ones did not have their own custom status boost. They just took like the effects of either steroids or meth. This one, because there's no drugs or buffs that buff your melee damage, the devs themselves created their own thing called Increased Melee Damage Temporary, which at minimum gave you 75% damage bonus, and at maximum value gave you 150% damage bonus, which is insane. You could do a lot of fucking damage with this gene, and because the strength change was -1 and the maximum you could get was 100, and at like 81 to like 100% strength, this thing gave you 100. You get hit once, you have 100 seconds of just pretty much god mode, and you just one-shot everything with melee attacks. So I was like, I think the value should be the same. I think like having like massive damage boost is cool, but having 100 seconds of it is too much, especially for just getting hit once. For getting hit once, you get like 100 seconds of just super strength. So like that's a bit excessive. So this is the one thing I nerfed, where basically I just made it scale 10 times faster. Scale down 10 times faster. So maximum 10 seconds of strength boost. And yeah, basically that's the mod. The big difference here actually is here. So oh yeah. Also, like I said, you can't change the in-game description of items, but genetic material mollusk. So here we go. So as you can see, receiving physical damage makes the subject gain 50% vigor. If I could, I would change the text on this. However, you can't change the descriptions, but what you can do is you can override certain values of your code, of the item descriptions. So here we have our item, the genetic material mollusk and the genetic material skitter, which are both the ones that got changed. Deconstruct is whatever. So deconstruct just means like if you deconstruct this item, what do you get? And you get the same item, which is just basically because you don't want to destroy it. It just doesn't get destroyed in the deconstructor pretty much. Inventory sprite, that doesn't get changed. This didn't get changed. What did get changed is the genetic material affect vigor on damage. So what was changed here is that the genetic material name identifier or whatever you want to call it, character mollusk, here, the tooltip value minimum and the tooltip value maximum. So depending on what tier you have, this will show a different number ranging from 20 to 50. It'll scale linearly, unlike the gene itself, which scales on a tier. But that's the case for every single item in the game that's tiered. It'll still scale linearly if it has a value here. But yeah, basically that I can't change the text, but I could change the number value, so that's what I did. I can do the same thing with this. Spawn item, genetic material, skitter, inventory. Boom. And now, you see, that also says 50%. 25 to 50%. So yeah, that's just basically just that. Realistically, I didn't really have to do this. This was just to make it more clear for my friends playing with the mod. Like, okay, this is how much you would get. You just have to imagine the text being different. But what next? The human husk. This gets overridden for one specific reason. And that's because what we do is that we take... Most of this stuff is the same. Again, I just override, copy, paste, just put everything in there, and then I just... Whatever I want to override is the thing I change. So what gets changed here is the natural melee weapon. So as you can see, everything else's path goes content, characters, human husk, husk appendage.xml, or husk appendage symbiosis, or spinelink spine, whatever the husk appendage that you're getting is. Which I guess I said, the human husk file itself is basically just an amalgamation of every single kind of body mutation a human could have. If we went to character editor, for example, and then we spawned in a human husk. So we go, right next. So this is a human husk. So it has the mouth of a husk, it has the face of a mud raptor, and it has the spines of a spineling. So any kind of body mod will be here, and then the game will just kind of search like, okay, if you have this affliction, apply this to you. So here we go. Basically, that's what that is. Husk appendage. So yes, so as you see, everything loads based on the content. The one exception here is the natural melee weapon, which loads from our mod directory. And this is why in the file list, what we overrid, or what we loaded in was the character file human husk. Because if for example I want to like character file load this, because this is what's actually changing. This just tells you the path you want to load. This is what's actually changing in your code. But basically what happens is, we can get rid of the Shexophone while we're here. Because we load in this version of the human husk, which is the one that's inside of our mod, we get to then load in this version, that version of the mud raptor beak, which is also in the mod. If we overrode, or if we loaded in this directly, and we went to the character, the base game version of human husk, that's just human husk.xml, right? Yep. Even though we loaded this in, the base game would not be loading in our version of the mud raptor beak. It would be loading in the default version, which is in content. So, because we wanted to load in a different kind of husk appendage, we had to the file we had to load in was actually human husk. Which then allows you to load this. And because we're loading something different and not loading from the content file itself, we don't have to override this. This is not an override. This is something that's incredibly similar to the base game thing, but it's not loaded from the base game, so it does not need to be overridden. And all that really changed here is that we added damage modifiers. That's all that changed. All we did is that we added the damage modifiers of a mud raptor beak to the mud raptor beak, which did not have it at base, as could be shown here. Actually, that's not true. It had it. The thing is, it would never load. Actually, no, the thing was that if we... Okay, this is probably better shown than explained. Basically, if we unload the mod, and then we went back to the character editor, and we went back to human husk, and we showed colliders. The thing had no collider. So what would happen, or actually no, the collider is like that small little circle right here. So what would happen is that the mud raptor beak had damage resistance values. The problem was, it would never get, the hitbox would never get hit. What would get hit instead is your head, which means you would take a shit ton of damage because you're getting headshotted. Like, as you can see, the damage modifier is also like circled around here, but the real thing's the colliders. So yeah, so basically this thing had damage resistance. It would just never activate because your head hitbox was bigger than the mud raptor beak hitbox. But what happens is, the change that I made, I didn't change the damage resistant values, although I might, because we've been doing testing and it might actually be detrimental to have it compared to a ballistic helmet. There's still more testing that needs to be done on that. Basically, if we load this... Whoops. Oh, that's the wrong mod. We load this. It doesn't even work properly. Due to an error. Well, if we check the... Yeah, whatever. Content UI Atlas file. Basically, that's that mod total anyways. That doesn't matter. But if we load the colliders now... Do you see the difference? We still have our head hitbox. But there's the circle here. That circle is our mud raptor beak. So basically what happened is I just increased the hitbox, and now the natural damage resistance values of the mud raptor beak itself now get applied. So anything that hits you in the front of the face around here will instead do a lot less damage, because as you can see, your damage resistance is 90% or immune to bleeding, or just taking like 25% damage from burns, I believe. Yeah, burns. However, also interestingly, the hitbox for the head goes further than the hitbox of the head, or of the beak, which means that if you get shot in the back of the head, you take more damage than if you get shot in the front of the head. At first I was thinking of like just changing that, but I think that kind of fits because this back of the head's not armored anyways. Also, woo 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 woo. I love when it does that. But yes, so the back of the head's not protected, so realistically I could make this an ellipse and have it cover the back of the head too. But I figured, you know what, the back of the head's not actually protected, so if you get shot in the back of the head, you're taking that full damage. And yeah, that's the Mollusk and Skitter Gene mod. That's pretty much everything that is there. But, as I said, nothing in that mod pack needs to be changed because everything in there is pretty self-contained. What does need to be changed, however, is Serious Opiate mod. Because how this mod works is that I can load it actually. Let's load that mod. You go back to the Barotrauma local mods. And again, always create a file list. Always make sure that you put your content package, define everything that needs to be loaded by your mod into the content package itself, and then you'll be good. You'll be hunky dory. But if we go to Serious Opiates, let's load the file list for this one. This one is also my mods are super complicated. Like I said, I mainly just rebalance stuff, so I don't have to do too much. And I'm not creating custom assets or anything like that. But this one, mod version is 1.0.4 because it hasn't really changed much, so I didn't add any extra ones or whatever. So, what gets modified? The afflictions and the medical tab, or the items medical. So, let's load those up. So, we have our two XML files. Let's start with this. Actually, let's open up the base game because that's what I want to compare it to actually, because I need to change how this mod works. Or I might not have to, but we'll see. We'll open afflictions. This is the default afflictions of Barotrauma. We go to medical, that'd be items, medical tab, medical. This is the default medical tab for Barotrauma. I'm gonna get something to drink. I've been talking for a bit. Alright, we're back. You got a drink. So, right, so where were we going with this? So, yes, let's check out the new opiate conditions, because that's one of the more noticeable changes. So, we scroll down. I can explain this if you guys are interested too. I don't know if there's still anybody watching. But if you guys want explanations on anything else, just tell me, because I can probably explain it. Unless it's like something really niche that I've never interacted with at all. Let's go down to opiate addiction. Here it is. You can also press Control F and just search. But I'm not doing that. Because I've browsed these files too long. I kind of just know generally where things are. Yes, opiate addiction has been changed, apparently. So, here we just see a general description. This is not code, this is just defining the general gist idea of what you want to do. It's flavor text, pretty much. But if you want to write flavor text, you gotta put it in that little open exclamation point dash dash. And then you gotta close it with the dash dash. Let's see. Opiate addiction. A small little description. The patient is happy as long as they get what they need. The identifier, the name. Type is debuff. This is just for it to interact with other stuff. So for example, most debuffs, anything with a type debuff can be healed at a medical, at a clinic in cities. But things with buffs can't. That's like one example that I can think off the top of my head. Basically, it's just a tag to help with interacting with other stuff. Limb specific is false. It gets indicated on your head. So if I went to the submarine editor, we load it in again. Let's run a test. So we got spawn. Sorry, give affliction. Give affliction. Now we want opiate addiction. We want. So show icon threshold is 20. So if, for example, if I gave myself 10, it doesn't show up on my medical tab. It doesn't show up anywhere at all. It would probably show up if I had a medical HUD or whatever. If someone else looked at me with a HUD, with the health scanner HUD, but. Here is where it's interesting. So, if we then do if we just do the code again, but instead we give ourselves 20, or maybe an extra 10 because I think it stacks. Let's give ourselves 12. Now we've surpassed 20, so now it shows on the HUD. Basically, that's just what the show icon threshold is. Show in health scanner HUD threshold. Oh, there we go. That's what I. So if you're at like 4% opiate addiction, and a medic walks in with his health scanner HUD, because this thing can allow you to detect stuff earlier. Yeah, also, if it's not defined, if the show and health scanner HUD thing is not defined, it's pretty much it's always 1, I think. So pretty much the second you get any of it, the medic will be advised. So, let's say that we gave affliction Roy Freeman. Sorry, opiate addiction. Roy. Let's say we gave him 7 to Roy. I am illiterate, that's why. Give affliction to. I have sex daily. There we go. So you gave 7. So it shows up here. However, if I were then playing as Roy Freeman, it would not show up for me. However, the doctor would be able to see it. That's basically what that is. Treatment threshold is 1,000. So, you can always treat an opiate addiction is pretty much what that means, because the max strength is 100. Oh, I think earlier I said that was I think I said the opposite earlier. But yeah, treatment threshold is basically just how much you get, how high it has to be before you, how low it can be before you can't treat it anymore. I think, actually, this is a good time to bring up something else. Barotrauma is very cool, you see. So, they actually have their own website that shows you what every single argument, or every single kind of thing in the game, or every single definition in the game is. So, if we open this real quick. Here we go. Here we go. We're good? Yeah. So, if we go to the website, regalis11.github.io.baromoddoc, or you could just search up Barotrauma modding. It'll be the first thing that shows up. So this website right here shows you everything that you need to know to mod. So, for example, overrides get explained. Status effects get explained, and here's all the kind of different definitions that can show up for an affliction, or status effect, I should say. But what we want is afflictions. But yes, so what's the thing that we're looking for right now? We were looking for treatment threshold, which I believe is not in here. I believe it's in stat types. You can search Control F because this is a website. You can always Control F on a website. I guess it's not. You can go back to here then. Character editor, maybe. Oh. Not here. Although if you're interested in character editing, I don't know much about it. I just know how to load in images from a PNG file that they use for their characters. Basically, how Barotrauma loads in models is just they have like an assortment of PNG of sprite. Like the sprites are like deconstructed, or each specific moving part of the sprite is deconstructed, put on a PNG file, and it's like from here to here, this is where the model is. From here to here, this is this part. From here to here, this is this part, and then they put joints. That's my extent of knowledge on how to change the character editor. But if we go back to XML and how Barotrauma uses it, no. What we want is, where is it? What file would it be? Afflictions. I think it says right here. Whatever. Override performance. No, it'd be. Sure, it's not stat types. It's not. Status effects then. Treatment threshold. Or maybe they don't explain that one. Maybe they just leave that one to the mystery. I don't know where to find that one. Or maybe it's here. It could be here. Well, anyways. That one will remain a mystery because I'm not actually quite sure how that one works. If you do know, leave a comment in the video down below or leave it in chat. If you're watching this still. But yes. So treatment threshold, we're just gonna ignore that. So max strength 100. Basically that's just how high it can go. Effect machines. Basically, this only really matters for Guardians, really, because there's not many, or Guardians and the guard bots that the mechanic can create with the robotics talent. Because most machines can't take damage anyways, or they can't take affliction kind of damage. Most things take structural damage and nothing else. Yeah, basically, if you're a robot, you can't get an opiate addiction. If you create a cyborg race, which actually is a pretty cool mod. If you can create like a cyborg kind of human, you can technically define them as not human and actually as a machine, which would make them immune to opiate addictions. But they'd probably also be immune to opiates themselves. So, you know, give and take. But yes, anyways. So yeah, this doesn't affect machines. Karma change on apply. This is for multiplayer. If you have karma enabled, how much will you get for giving someone opiate addiction? In this case, you'll lose a bit. Not too much, because doctors will regularly be applying small amounts of opiate addiction to people, simply because if they're using opiates, they kind of have to. Achievement on removed. Heal opiate addiction. That's for Steam achievements. So if you meet the condition of healing opiate addiction, you get the heal opiate addiction achievement. Simple, pretty simple. Heal cost multiplier. So this thing right here basically is for each point of opiate addiction you have, how much credits does it cost to heal? So most things, if not defined, will have a value of 1 if they can be healed at all at a clinic. But opiate addiction costs 2.85 per strength. So let's say that you have 50 opiate addiction, so like it's pretty late stage opiate addiction, or pretty mid stage I should say. That costs you about 300 marks? No, a bit more than 300 marks, pretty much. But anyways, I'll be right back real quick. The grub is here. But yes, where was I? Yes, heal cost multiplier. Basically, that's just how much it costs. You can also apply a base cost, which I think is shown. Where is that shown? I know there's some statuses that have that. I think overdose? No. Or what has it? Withdrawal has it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't see the argument here. But there is an argument somewhere. I believe it's called like min cost or something like that. Like heal cost something. Anyways, there is a conditional. Oh, maybe the husk infection has it. That seems like I think that would have it. Or poisons. Actually, poisons would have it, huh? Yeah, poisons for sure have it. I remember. I remember it. Poisons had it. Where is the poisons? Poison. Ooh, infection. We can actually check out what infection does, because I don't know what that does yet. But this is all the new stuff. Actually, we'll check that later because I'm curious. So here, poison, base heal cost. That's the name of it. So basically, heal cost multiplier for sufferin poisoning is 0, which means that it does not scale. But any amount of sufferin poisoning will actually cost you 100 marks to heal. That's pretty much what that means. But you could also have both of them be true. So you can have a base heal cost and then also have it scale. So you could really extort people for money if you want. You can make everything cost way too much money. Call it the American healthcare system, and then just have at it. But yes, anyways, so space herpes. That's actually what you get for having negative karma. So you can actually see it here, or maybe not. Is if it affects strength 50. Blah blah blah. This doesn't explain how it gets applied. Basically, if you have negative karma on a server, you can get space herpes. Where was the opiate addiction? It was lower. It was about the midpoint. Below the poisons. Right? Below the poisons? Oh, not below the poisons. Just before the poisons then, I guess. Where is it? My brother in Christ used Control F. Never. There it is. We're here. Opiate addiction. Yes. So, whatever. This. So this got changed, if I remember correctly. So we can go back to the base game. So what got changed with the opiates, huh? We have... What do we have here? We have... Oh, someone's texting me. Sick. Merch is gonna be coming. Anyways, where is it? Where's the change? It is. This is just general changes, right? Here we go. We have to go. Medical. There we go. Added infection, added alcohol sensitivity. Where was the opiate? Okay, so they have much higher risk of causing addiction and overdoses, and morphine heals much more slowly. So, what I'm understanding then is that I'm looking in the wrong place, because these are the base values. I remember this very clearly. These are all default values. Actually, maybe the opiate withdrawal has been increased a bit. I think the base values are like 1, 2, and then 4. So I think those might have been increased. But, so what we actually want to see is the medical tab. So if none of this has changed, maybe overdose has changed. Let's see, what's the decay? They've halved. No, they have not halved this change. No, but okay, so nothing's changed here. So if you go back to my version of these things. Yeah, so basically for what I did with the mod is that I made the strength change for opiate overdose. Recovering from an opiate overdose takes 10 times longer, pretty much. And then coming from an opiate addiction. Actually, no. I don't think I changed anything about the opiate addiction itself. Oh, but you can't see. Yeah, you see, they did increase the strength of the withdrawal, because these were 125 and 5. So they changed the base value of the lowest strength by just a bit, just a wee bit. So I guess we'll change it here too, since we want to stay similar here. Save. All this is the same. Yep, that's all the same now. How about for the overdose? Oh, I went too far. This one. Opiate overdose. I'm pretty sure that's all the same. Yeah, that's all the same. 200, 3, 0.5. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Everything here is the same. Yes, okay, so what I changed for I didn't change anything. Well, I just changed something for opiate addiction, but that's just updating it to the current values. But what I did change for opiate addiction is that I put in, where is it? Healable and medical clinic. This is an argument that I don't think is actually used in the base game at all, but it is an argument that Regalis added for modding. Basically what this argument is that let's say you want your thing to be a debuff, but still not be curable by a clinic. You can then create this argument and set it to false, because it would be true by default. It'd be true if it's a debuff, and by default it would be false if it was a buff. Yeah, what we did is that we made it healable and medical clinic false, which means that now if you get an opiate addiction and you go to a clinic, they can't treat your addiction, or at least they can't treat the addiction itself. Like you could still, basically how this mod works is that instead of fighting, if you get addicted to opiates, you pretty much have to like get over it not cold turkey, but you have to balance not the negative effects of the addiction and the withdrawal with not overdosing. So you have to like try and like take less and less doses and only really use that when you really need to. So you can't fight the addiction. It's just it takes a bit longer. Especially because base barotrauma, it happens that if you get an addiction, you just take anti-narc and you're fine. Like there's no such thing as overdosing or addiction or withdrawal. It cured all three of them. So really the changes to opiate overdose, like the biggest change is slowing down the scaling for the opiate overdose condition itself, and then stopping the addiction here. The biggest change is the anti-narc, or what they call naloxone. So actually we override naloxone. So if we go to the items, we go to, it should be in this one. Leucizine, liquid oxygen. Okay, we'll control for after this one. Naloxone. Name naloxone. There we go. Oops. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, no, I do know why, because basically every single thing here is under items. So then each thing just gets. Instead of saying like item and then the name of the item, they just put the item, like the name of the item as the argument itself, and then they don't define a name, so it'll just be called bandage anyways. I think it's like the only place where they even do that, which is weird, but whatever. It works too. If you want to do it like that, you can do it like that too. But yes, so naloxone, this, we didn't change anything here, as you can see actually for this one, and I did just pretty much copy paste it. Yes. Item identifiers, that's if you deconstruct it. So, suitable treatment for opiate addiction, opiate withdrawal, and opiate overdose. Suitability B60. Just that's just the weight, like in the health tab. So in the health tab, it'll like prioritize different things depending on the suitability. So that's just its value for suitability. But it also, that's mainly also for the CPUs to think about or to use. because they're more likely to consider weight of that stuff. Yes, so it would pop up as a suitable treatment for these, and then if you apply it, so every single medical item can either succeed or fail. And basically, if you succeed your check, which requires a skill check medical 40. So if you succeed it, you get this. So then for 30 seconds, opiate withdrawal, opiate addiction, and opiate overdose will all be reduced by 2 per second for 30 seconds, so a total of 60. Meanwhile, if you fail, for 30 seconds they'll be reduced by 1 per second, for a total of 30, and also give you a bit of oxygen low. But if you're breathing oxygen, that's not really gonna matter. It's mainly just if you're already suffering, if you're already lacking oxygen, that'll just speed up your process of getting knocked unconscious. So yeah, that's how naloxone works. So basically, using anti-narc. So let's say like you spammed like a shit ton of fentanyl on someone and they're like overdosing, and now they have an addiction and they're suffering from withdrawal, like all three at the same time for some reason, because like I don't know, he had like maximum addiction or whatever. This never happens in base barotrauma because of anti-narc. But basically what happens is you could use anti-narc and it would cure all three of these. They would no longer have an addiction, they would no longer feel withdrawal, and they would also no longer overdose, which is kind of stupid. Because that just means you could just spam opiums without any kind of consequence whatsoever. You can just keep taking damage, and so long as someone's carrying like 2-3 anti-narcs, they can fill you with so much fentanyl that you might as well just like be the cartel. Actually, they do meth, but you know, whatever. The point still stands, right? You could literally just like fund an entire drug empire with one person if they carry anti-narc. You could do like an entire supply. But so what I did, it's very simple. We made it a suitable treatment for withdrawal and overdose. Oh, actually, that's gonna have to change too. Yeah, I forgot to remove the suitability for that one. So let's remove that real quick. That's a little fucky wucky. A little fucky wucky on my part, so we can save that actually. So suitable treatment for opiate overdose, and that's it. But nothing here has changed. All this is the same from the base. Does change is again the suitable treatments. So that way the NPC shouldn't be using this on you even if you have an opiate overdose, like an opiate addiction. But what you do get, or what you don't get actually, you still have to pass your medical check. The medical check is actually this also got changed. It went from 39 to 40. I guess they rounded the numbers. So we can update that to 42. Sure, why not? So on a success or failure, the item breaks, which is what condition -100 means. Set value true. Basically, so set value true basically means like if you do on success, condition -100, target this, set value true. Then it'll go set value true this, because now this has been true, so you'll get this. And now it only cures your opiate overdose. Same thing here, it only cures your opiate overdose, but also gives you a bit of oxygen low. So no longer is it curing your withdrawal and also your addiction. It now only cures your overdose, which I think is probably for the better, because now you can't do all the drugs yourself. And this also needs to be changed. So yes, that's actually a cool thing. So most medical items can be shot from a syringe launcher. And the skill checks still applies if you fire it from a syringe launcher. Basically, that's just what this is. Projectile, so melee weapon, that's if you're holding it. Let's load it in. So technically, how most medicines work, at least most of the syringe weapons work, or most of the syringes work, is that they count as melee weapons. That's because anti-narc. And that's simply because they want you to be able to apply it by going like this. So if you slap someone with this, it'll work because this is actually a melee weapon. And then you still have to do your skill check. But if you put it inside a syringe gun, which this medical thing does not have any syringe guns. So let's spawn one in. Let's see you're loading it in. Now it's a ranged weapon, so now it uses the projectile argument instead. What happens is character usable false. I think that just means that you can't be affected by your own projectile. Launch impulse, that's how much velocity it has. Stick to character equals true. So basically, will it collide with a character? And launch rotation negative 90 degrees. That's just the angle of projectile. So if you set it to like 0 degrees. So I think the like negative 90, because this would technically be like your 0 degree or whatever. I guess more like 45 degrees. Actually no, this is a similar angle. Anyway, just the launch rotation is just the angle of the projectile itself when it's fired. So you can make it fire without the syringe facing forward if you wanted to. Inherent status effects from melee weapon. That just basically means that it's borrowing the entire argument up here. And inheriting required skills for melee weapon. Again, this means it's up here. The skill requirement here. Skill requirement hint. Oh, okay. So the hint itself is for, like, you see, like, required skills, medical 39 on the bottom there. Okay, if I'm clicking on it, you see, like, then I have 7. Basically, the hint just means that it'll change to 40. So you can actually lie about the skill requirement if you want it to be an asshole. Which is pretty cool, actually. That's a cool thing, too. Yeah, we've updated these parts of the mod. Now, let's check the changes, because apparently there's been changes. So, let's look at the changes. So, I believe all the changes are to opium, morphine, and fentanyl. At least for the opiate rework. Depending on how drastic the changes are, I might consider changing some of my own values. So, this is the bandages. This is the morphine. This is the morphine. Let's check out the antibiotic glue. I'm really curious what they did with that. Because before it's like a very shitty, like, hyper burn heal. It, like, entirely heal, like, a section of your body of burns. The problem is, it didn't heal your whole body. And you rarely just died from a burn on a single localized area. So you'd spend all of the, like, it would heal it incredibly fast, but it would, like, just... It didn't heal your entire body, which meant that it didn't really do much. So you're better off using Deucezine, because it would heal burns across your entire body. But... So... Antibiotic glue is anti-bleeding 3. Plus because it's like the third tier of the bandages, pretty much. So how does it work now? All this stuff should be the same. This is all the same. Body 6. So, suitable treatment for bleeding, for burns. Seems like they nerfed its strength. These were both like 100 before, now it's 80 and 60. Suitable treatment for damage is a -1, so that means that they'll never use it for if someone suffers from damage. Because burn is technically not the same thing as damage in the code. The infection suitability 100, so this is what you want to use for infections. And here's what it does. So, as a melee weapon, this cannot be in a syringe launcher, so it does not have a projectile value. But can't be combined true. This is there because now that it doesn't use the entirety of it, it seems to use 1/8 of it per use, so it has 8 uses. So items in Barotrauma have like like durability bars. I don't think I can combine these. I don't think fuel rods are combinable. But for example, welding tanks are combinable. So if I went and grabbed a welding tank, like I just shot this around. You used up a bit of it, and then I went to this one. I used a bit of it. these two are now at 98%. I can combine them, and one of them will become 100%, and the other one will now will just suffer the rest of the damage that it took. And that's at 97%. Yeah, so basically can be combined means that if you have two antibiotic glues that are different durabilities, you can mix them together. Remove on combined equals true. That's because remove on combined because, for example, holding tank can be empty. You can't have an empty antibiotic glue. It'll just delete itself if it's empty. So basically just remove on combined means that one of them will be deleted. Or, sorry, one of them will be deleted if you do whatever. Actually, we can test that out. Spawn item. Spawn item, antibiotic glue. Inventory 8. Oh, they don't stack anymore. Interesting. So before they stacked, I'm pretty sure. Now they don't stack. Where is that shown? That would be shown. Max stack size is still 8 here. Interesting. Oh, okay. This max stack size in like in a container. Max stack size in inventory is 1 now. Ooh, that's interesting. Cargo container, identify medical crate. Using health. Yeah, scale, blah, blah, blah. Impact metal light, that's the sound when it falls. Like that. Require aim to use equals true. That just means that you have to aim it. Which means you have to hold right click before you can use it. If it was false, you could just left click. But yes. I changed the stacking size, but now it has 8 uses. Let's say you can apply, taking a bit of organ damage. Probably because I have shitty medical. But then let's say that I then use this one. Now these are both at 75% if I combine them. This one's at 50%, this one's at 100%. But if for some reason, let's say we use this one. 3, 4. That's a lot of organ damage. But yeah, it would get deleted. Meanwhile, a folding fuel tank would just become empty. That's pretty much just what the where is it again? The remove on combined is. But what else we got? Slots. That's just where you can fit it. How it looks like in your hand. Item, message, pickup, select. And that's just if you do this. Yeah. So that would be this message right here. And hit only characters equals true, which means you can only hit people with it. Can't hit items with it, pretty much. Like if I slap a wall with it, it's not going to get used. But now, move on to what it does. Heals bleeding and burn on success. And this is on a specific limb. For 2 seconds, you get to heal 40 and 20, which means it heals 40 burn on a limb and it heals 80 bleeding on a limb. Total. So it's still limb specific, but now that you have multiple uses of it, you can actually just use it across your entire body, which means that it's a lot more usable now. And also, just in general, has better healing values. And then, for 60 seconds, it treats your infection by 10, or cures infection by 10. So a total of 600 curing to infection. So that should pretty much just remove your infection entirely. Then, if you take the antibiotic glue. However, on failure, it only heals. So yeah, the best way to figure out how much it heals is just multiply this value by this value. But yeah, it would heal 60 bleeding and 30 burn. It would probably still cure infection. So that's how much again? That's 600, so this would be 480. But then you'd also take 5 seconds of 1.25 organ damage for a total of 7.25. So yeah, no, sorry, 6.25. My bad. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, that's pretty cool actually that they did that. When it's broken, it gets deleted. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anti-damol. Okay, that's... Oh, that's the name for the morphine. I did not know that. I just always called it morphine. But I guess it's in the code. It's anti-damage all. Spawn item anti-damol. Because you could also just use morphine for this. I have too much glue. I have sniffed too much of the glue. Yes. How did this change? So they slowed this down. Now, how this one works is that... Okay, so suitable treatment for damage is 40. I think that's the same value as before. But opiate withdrawal suitability is 5. Oh, so it gives you less overall opiate withdrawal curing. Maybe not. Maybe that's just the suitability being real wonky. Yeah, don't give it to people with overdoses, don't give it to people with addictions, don't give it to people with low oxygen. Acquired skill for deconstruct. Ooh, I think that's somewhat new. If you have 18 medical, you can get 2 opium. Which just means you can refund it. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. So I guess, yeah, if you have 18 medical, you can just deconstruct morphine back into its original opium states. Unless they changed it so morphine makes 3 opium now. Nope, it takes 2. So yeah, that should fully deconstruct it into its 100% efficiency. Oh, but if you fail it, you get oh, that's for oh no, wait, this is for fabricate. Okay, I'm stupid. Melee weapon. Yeah, so this is the values for applying it. And again, it has projectile because you can put in a syringe launcher. So what does it do? We have 20 seconds duration now. So I believe before it was 10 seconds. But it doubled in length. Yeah, it heals total of 40 damage. 2 burn. And applies oxygen low. Yeah. So you see how this one says reduce affliction? This one is, I think I never explained that, but reduce affliction makes this, well, obviously reduces the affliction, while meanwhile affliction applies it. So there's never a negative number, it's always positives. But yes. So oxygen low, it'll give you 20 of it, but at that rate, it's only gonna matter if you're not already breathing. It'll apply 20 opiate addiction and 20 opiate overdose. Ooh. That's some pretty decent numbers. 20 addiction from a success? They're not kidding. This shit's a lot more addictive now. So with 20 addiction, you're already at the cusp of an opiate addiction. Oh, that's crazy. That's interesting now. Okay, that changes things a bit. So that's on a success. I want it's on a failure. On failure, you get how much addiction? You get the same. Wait, it's not diff. Oh no, wait, no. I was misreading. You get 20. You get 40 if you fail the. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, guys, it's much more dangerous now to take morphine. That's it's so much more dangerous. But we'll have to do some testing then to see if it's balanced or not. So then that opiate withdrawal, this will reduce affliction. So that should reduce it by 75? Let's see. That's, yeah, 75. So yeah, that'll reduce it by 75, and that's whether you fail or succeed, it'll reduce it by 75 because morphine is morphine is morphine. You don't get less withdrawal from taking morphine. Actually, I'm not a medical expert, so maybe you do, but you know, you take your morphine, you're good for a while. So 20 addiction, that takes 400 seconds to just naturally recover from an addiction. 400 seconds, right? Yeah. It's 20. So for the K is 0.5. Right? K is 0.5. It's 0.05. Wait. 0.05. It's actually, so wait, oh my god, wait, let's just test this out on some. That's 4,000 seconds? Can't be right. No, it is 400. I multiplied twice. Yeah, it is 400. Which is how much? That's over 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to be exact, I believe. No. Yeah, 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So 6 minutes and 40 seconds between morphine uses on a success to not get an addiction. Which I guess is feasible in Barotrauma. Unless you're in a combat situation. If you're in a combat situation, you're gonna get an addiction if you use morphine. But also, it heals pretty slowly in a combat situation because you're healing over 20 seconds instead of over 5. So very interesting. So morphine is a lot more dangerous now. Don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, no, it is pretty realistic now. Also, hello there, Lifeman99. Welcome in. Oh, I did not change. I'm still on my Twitter. Whoops. That's crazy. That's crazy. Whoa. But yes, we are shameless plugging accidentally. But yes, so let's see. We got oxygen low, opiate addiction 20. Yeah, sorry I'm a bit slow on chat because I have all my tabs open at all times right now. Yeah. So 400 seconds to recover from a single use of morphine. So what about regular opium? Oh, so fentanyl now. Ooh, let's see what the fent does. So fent now, I believe, is a dedicated combat drug. I was kind of already that, but not even more so now because morphine's been nerfed. So what this one does is... Okay, let's see. Again, damage 75, blah, blah, blah. Don't give it to people with an overdose because they're gonna die. If they're already suffering from overdose, you're gonna kill them. It takes opium, adrenaline, and ethanol. So let's see here. So on a success, for 5 seconds, you heal 15 damage per second. So that does indeed equate to 75 damage, which is pretty much 75% of your health. Actually, I guess it'd be more like half of that because you technically have 2 health bars. You have your health bar while you're conscious and then your health bar when you're unconscious, which are the same. But yes, so that's quite a bit of healing. Heals 5 burn, which is, I guess, cool. But again, burn, you're not really using morphine or opiates to cure burns. That applies 25 oxygen low for 5 seconds. Not too bad. I mean, it's kind of intense, but not as intense as others. And this applies 25 opiate overdose on a success, compared to the morphine's 20. Oh, so they apply similar amounts of overdose now, but this one applies it much more aggressively. Yes. So much more aggressively. Oh, and if you fail your check, you get even more overdose, because of course. Also, I am noticing... Oh, why did they put it further down below? That's weird. There's no reason to do that. They could have just put it over here. Oh well, whatever. So if you don't have enough medical and you fail your skill check, that heals 50, which is still a pretty good amount. That's still more than morphine, even with a success. So it's still usable. However, you're gonna get, how much? That's 40 overdose, so 2 of those would probably knock you unconscious. And also, you might actually stop breathing for a couple seconds. Which is not the end of the world if you're currently breathing, but if you're not breathing, you're just gonna get knocked unconscious again. But yes, what else we got going on here? We got opiate addiction. So this is on success. So on success, this applies. Oh, okay, this is why it's different, because it has different durations. That's why, because this is all over 20 seconds, this is over 25 seconds, this is over 5 seconds. So, over 25 seconds, you get 1 opiate addiction for 25, which means that even on a success, someone being applied fentanyl, fent, spawn item, fent, inventory. So even, I'm probably gonna fail this check. Yeah, I failed this check, but even if I did succeed the check, I would still be suffering from a minor amount of opiate addiction. So highly addictive. Because I failed it, I instead got how much? I went from 25 to 75% opiate addiction. What the fuck? Yeah, no, straight up. Okay, be careful, kids. Don't do drugs, because if you take your fentanyl and you now don't have the medical skills to deal with it, you straight up just get addicted immediately. Wow. Alright, highly addictive. Keep that in mind. Fentanyl is to be used. The Neurotrauma? I have heard of the Neurotrauma mod. I have not played it with it yet, though. I have heard of it. From what I understand, it's insane. It's incredibly complicated. I'd be interested to learn it. It's just that I'm never really the medic in my group. And all of my friends who play medic are like, no, we're not gonna be playing with Neurotrauma. I don't want to die. Or actually, I don't want to like get a migraine playing this game. Yes. So, okay, so fentanyl always cures your withdrawal, which I guess is cool. You'll never suffer a withdrawal if you take fent. However, if you take fent and you don't have the medical skills, you are going to constantly be addicted. So wow, that's brutal. Okay, so what's the medicals check again? It's like 72, right? Yeah, okay. Leave taking fentanyl to the professionals, everyone. Because you're gonna get addicted if you don't. Anything else that's interesting here? On impact, it could stun people, I guess. Wow, okay, so it even stuns people a bit if you slap them with it. That's funny. You've tried this tutorial map? Yeah, no, it's got surgeries and shit. It's crazy. Like, imagine having to, like, do a live operation, like, an operation on someone in Barotrauma. Like I said, it's very complicated and it's very hard. I don't know, it's like an electrician, you know? Like, I don't think, like, sure, it's complex and it's quote-unquote realistic or whatever, but, like, there's a certain point where there's, like, too much. Like, imagine if you're, like, an electrical engineer. A whole trilliful wow. On not players? Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's like the tutorial map in the base game, except even more complicated because there's even more shit. But, yeah, where was I going? But yeah, I think there's a point where there's, like, too much. Like, there's too much realism. Where it's like, oh man, look how realistic this is. But now it's just a headache to play. Which I guess is Barotrauma in general. It's always a headache to play this game if shit goes wrong. But, like, imagine if you're, like, an electrical engineer. And you have to, like, get, like, all these different parts just to, like, rewire your sub. Or just, like, the touch of this. Like, you'd go in here with, like, your screwdriver or whatever. And you'd have to, like... You'd have to manually label these instead of having them labeled, like, already. And then you would have to, like, make sure that they're properly connected, that they're not all on the same thing, because, you know, you don't want everything to collapse on a single go or whatever. Yeah, no, I get the part of giving people a real challenge, but, like, you could say the same thing for everything. Like you can, like there's a mod called Realistic Sonar, for example, which pretty much just fucks around with like if someone is outside the submarine while you use the sonar. Because in real life, sonars are like really high frequencies and like very loud, right? So like if you use the sonar while someone was at the sub, it would pretty much just explode their organs instantly. Which I get it, it's realistic, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. I'm not playing this game so I can explode my friend's organs with sonar impacts. Or again, like imagine if the mechanic, like, I don't know, fucking the fabricator and the deconstructor, I don't know, you get your hands cut in the fucking saw or whatever, or some shit like that, I don't know. Like the pumps, I'm not a mechanic, then it shows. Like, yeah, the fucking pumps are something, like the motor's stuck and you have to like identify what problem the engine itself has. Like you can find ways to make the game harder. You start to suffer the effects of withdrawal. Like you can make the game artificially harder for the sake of realism, but at some point I think it's too much. And that's my take on neurotrauma. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So one last thing to check actually, and that's opium itself. Which I think is actually in the materials instead, because it's not technically a medicine. I think it's part of the where is it? Materials? What folder would that be? It would be not MISC. Maybe it is still medical. I'll just search for it in the file. Opium. Alright, fine, next. Oh, we do have opium in here. Cool, okay. Alright, opium! Yeah, you can still use opium as a drug. Anyways, where are we going with this? So, max stack size 8, yeah, this is all the same. It's all the same. You can buy it from vending machines, because in Barotrauma, you can just get opium in vending machines. It's great. Yes. Target this, condition 100, so this is just when you use it. Card skill is 40. I think that's the same as the fentanyl, or not, the morphine. Where is morphine? But yes, where is it? Morphine. It be? Yes, so yeah, medical skill 50. Okay, so that is different. There's opium. No, they definitely are not normal vending machines, but it's funny. Like, you can just buy fentanyl, not fentanyl, you can buy opium, you can buy beer, which I think there are beer vending machines. In, like, Japan or something. You can buy, what else can you, what else, what other silly little things can you buy? I think you can buy tobacco. But yes, so what does opium give? It gives 25 seconds. Oh, okay, so opium's also a slow-acting curative now. So it heals a total... okay, on a success, it heals a grand total of... so that's 80%. That heals a total of 20? That heals a total of 20 damage. Which is half of morphine, which makes sense because you take 2 morphines to make an opium. Or you take 2 opiums to make a morphine. It heals... 1? No, yeah, it heals 1 burn. It gives you 25 opiate addiction, so highly addictive. It gives you 25 opiate overdose. Here's your withdrawal by how much? That's 25 30 35? I think that's 35. Oxygen lows, whatever. That's like negligible amounts of oxygen low loss. On failure, it's a bit more noticeable, but still not much. Again, opiate withdrawals, whatever. How much overdose is that? That is 37.5, right? Yeah, 37.5 overdose, which I mean 2 of them will start making you feel the effects. And how much addiction is that? That is how much? Wait, my math is off today. I'm feeling sluggish. So that is 25, 30, 35, 40, like 42.5, something like that. I think it's like, yeah, I think it's like 42.5 or something like that. Opiate addiction. Wow. Wait, from a single one you get that much addiction? That's crazy. Okay, everything is a lot more addictive all of a sudden. Yeah, wow. So I don't have the previous version. Actually, I could probably check the Wikipedia. It might still not be updated yet. We'll go to Wikipedia, or not the wiki, the wiki. Barotrauma opium. Ah, shit, they updated it already. Oh no, they didn't. It's the data is up to date is also not up to date. But yes. How much did it give before? It gave 5 on a success and 15 on a fail. Now it's 25 on a success and it's like 40 something on a failure. So they really knocked up the amount of addiction you get. And also the overdose too is also up the wazoo. But also the withdrawals are also a lot higher. So yeah, no, it's very much... Don't get damaged, guys. It's serious now. It's actually crazy. You can get addiction so easily now. How does this affect my mod, however? So, if overdoses are more easy to come by, I should probably change the strength of affliction. Or, because anti-narc still cures overdoses, it'd become more necessary. What if we doubled the value? Let's say we doubled the value. So now, every 10 seconds you lose 1 instead of every 20 seconds. So you can still overdose pretty easily, but not as easily as before. And you still should be careful of your dosages. But the addiction itself... This is still base game. I mean, if this is the base game, I don't think I'm gonna touch it. But yeah, no, everything's a lot more addictive now. And the best way to fight... And yeah, wow. Okay. Pomegranate extract is about to become a staple, I think. Oh, what's that mod I'm making? This is a mod that pretty much... I made a while ago. Called Serious Opiates. And its entire purpose was just to make... Because, in base game, anti-narc, or naloxone is what it's called in the game itself. Both it cured 60 overdose, it cured 60 addiction, and it cured 60 withdrawal, which basically meant that if you took an naloxone, if someone had an naloxone, you could like literally you could fill them with so much drugs, like they're pretty much their own cartel inside their body. And it'd be fine, because you could just give them like 2 naloxones and they'd make it out alive. And they wouldn't be addicted, and they wouldn't even be like withdrawal. So I was like, that's kind of stupid. I think naloxone's too strong. So I made it so that it only cures your overdose. And then I also made it so that addictions can only be recovered naturally. You can't recover from it at a clinic. And those two things combined, as well as slowing down how quickly you recover from an overdose, made it so that you have to like be a lot more considerate with your your opium samples or your dosaging. You could macrodose. You could macrodose safely with naloxone, but you'd have to be careful of the addiction, or you'd have to like do it slowly but surely. And now the base game pretty much added the same effect, where they made it highly addictive. Their way of going about it was not making things more lethal, like making Like, they didn't change the naloxone at all, I don't think. Actually, I can go check. I think I already did check. Yeah, no, they didn't change the naloxone at all. So basically, that thing was super addictive. Let's keep that not minimized so you guys don't have a black screen. Yeah, so that was like highly addicted. Like, yeah, so naloxone was basically just like the cure-all for opiate. If you had an opiate addiction or any kind of opiate problems, you just use that. So now it only cures an overdose. And like I said, so now everything's more addictive in the base game, and things overdose you more quickly. So my change, my rebalance is just I'm gonna nudge I'm nudging back the overdose recovery speed to be a bit faster, just to make up for the fact that now you recover slowly, that you get more overdose quicker. So let's do our change note now. I didn't add any new files, so I don't have to change the file list. So basically just sped up overdose recovery, factor in recent patch. So then there we go. Mod version update. Clicking update also automatically updates your file list. So if I go to my file list after this is completed, update. This has been changed. Let's see the change. The mod version automatically updated itself, so you don't have to worry about updating it. Oh yeah, no, the mod is called Serious Opiates. Yeah, that was just a mod that I made, I think, a year ago now. I don't think I can see the changelogs here. What if I see it in Steam? Yeah, this released, yeah, over a year ago. Man, it's been a while. Yeah, the other mod that I was also showing, because this has been like pretty much just me like tutorialing how to mod, was the mollusk and skidoo gene rework, which is another mod I made, which rebalanced how certain genetic materials worked. If you're curious, I could go back and explain that thing again if you missed that. But yeah, no. Because modding Barotrauma is pretty easy. It's just a case of need to figure out, like, you need to learn the language pretty much, and that's it. Most of the like the descriptions are self-evident, which is thank you very much, Regalis, for making everything so self-evident. It's just a question of overwriting and writing your arguments properly. And because it's XML, you can just edit it with a Notepad++. You don't have to worry too much about coding software. But yes. How long have I been streaming for? 2 hours. This mod changed mollusk and skitter genes and mudraptor genes and also hunter genes. It buffed 3 of them and nerfed 1 of them. That's pretty much what that one does. And that's probably my my magnum opus, because I had some pretty creative solutions to problems on this one. Actually, one other thing I want to do is we play every Saturday with mods, and now there's a new update that came out, so I should probably load the mod pack that we use, of which none of them have been updated yet. And let's see if it crashes. Let's go. So, because this loads custom models, and they've changed animations, this could get wonky. Also, don't mind the anime women. This is not my decision. I was against this mod, but alas, I was outvoted. I'm not that much of a weeb. I'm only kind of a weeb. Okay, let's see. What happened wrong when I loaded the mod? Potential error in status effect. Terminal sonar, ranged weapon, SMG, riot shotgun. Okay, so what happens if I spawn some of these? Sonar is whatever. That just means the mod broke, but that's not a serious mod. That's not a detrimental mod. I don't know, the mod still works too. I don't even know what that's about. SMG, yeah, it's just a shotgun in the SMG, huh? Spawn item. SMG. Inventory. You got it. Seems to work. Spawn item. SMG round. Inventory 12. Oh shit, I forgot. It's not rounds, it's mags. SMG mag. Inventory 2. Yeah, okay. So, okay. Looks like the mod works just fine. Which means the shotgun's probably also working fine. After I spawned the SMG, it also loaded the error. I don't know what the error is, and it's not my mod, so I'm not going to be able to figure it out. This is also a mod. It's entirely XML, even though it looks like a Lua mod, and there's like so much shit in it. It's actually just an XML mod as well. Which means I could probably just look into its code. The real killer is actually Europa, Hungry European. I think that's the mod that's probably going to break the most. Let's see. We have our cook. Spawn item corset. Because titties are flying out because this is not clothing designed for the mod. So let's see. Actually, let's go to a different submarine editor. The test kitchen. Test. So the Hungry European has its own like custom map just for testing out cooking, which is pretty cool. Everything got decoupled, which is actually a great, because I think there's too many things. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Everything's still coupled together. Yes. So if I remember correctly, this mod... Actually, I could open up the folder actually too. Where is it? Let's go back to the workshop, because it's not one of my own mods, so I have to load the code itself. It's one of the more recent mods. I believe it's this one? It's a Flash campaign. This one. Now this is Safecracker. This one? No. What is this one? Also Safecracker. Immersive ammo. Ah. I wish it would have names, but alas. We don't name our things here. Camera monitor, this would be... This is the Safecracker, whatever. So many Safecracker mods. What is this? Oh, that's the Beatbox Chicken mod. Bum, 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 bum. Nope, that's not right. It's a Wi-Fi camera. Wow, okay, I guess the mods... This is my mod. This is my mod. There it is. There we go. Okay, so this mod, what we want is Afflictions XML. Okay. This Afflictions override. So it changed how hyperactivity works. Changes how drunk works. Which, because it changes how drunk works, means that we shouldn't get the unique drunk animation while you're walking. Let's say I give myself Affliction drunk 100. Yeah. Reverses controls, but I don't think my animations have changed at all. Although I'm too drunk to fucking tell, so, you know, there's that too. And like, within an inch of my life, a single punch will knock me unconscious. So let's heal. Heal, what's my name? Heal all. I don't even know. Heal. What's my name? Layla. Okay. Heal Layla. Oh. Here we go. So, give affliction. Drunk. Let's go 60 instead. Yeah, it seems like they did not change the animations. Or, I should say the animations did not get updated yet because the mod's not updated. If I then just went back to quote-unquote vanilla and went back to the submarine editor. Check this out. So if we check it out again, give affliction drug 60. There we go. Different animation for the walking. Ugh. That's silly. But yeah, the animation did not change. What other animations changed, actually? AI, multiplayer, talents. There's too much text here. I don't want to read. I've read enough. I've read too much. They did change some of the talents, actually. But I'm not here for that today. So yes. What else is there to do now? Are there any other questions about how modding works in the Barrows of Traumas? Actually, I think I could check directly in the animations folder. I go back to Barotrauma proper. Animations. So that'd be characters, human animations. There's a drunken run and a drunken walk. There's jolly walk, there's vigorous walk, there's vomit. Sure, they added a new animation for vomiting. So let's go back to the submarine editor. Let's test. Actually, we need to load the mods first. Yes, if anybody has any questions, now's the time to speak up. Because I'm gonna end the stream soon after I check it out if all the mods still work. I'm just gonna contact one of my friends actually to help test with this too. Discord, please. Tanomuyo, Discord. Server. Called. Alright, looks like there's no more questions. But yes. Submarine editor. We'll go back to the Orca 2, our beloved, my favorite submarine, mainly because I have been Stockholm syndromed into it. let's pause the sub. I like the decimals. That's a cool added addition. I love having decimals. It makes me feel like I'm accelerating more than I actually am. Okay, so let's give ourselves give infliction. Nausea. 100. Let's see if this model can vomit. Because they overrode drunk, so the drunk's not working the same. That is a no. And I think I know why. Because if we go back to the workshop, and this is a really fucking old mod, actually. It's one of the oldest mods I think I have. Not as old as the Toho Fumos. But this is an old mod. I think it's this one? That is a Europa waifu. Well, it's a similar ballpark, but it's not what we want. Nope. It's Shrexophone. Nope. Bondus Labs, nope. Ah, there we go. Yo! Hello there, Mr. Keyhouse. Oh, sure.
Hello.
Yeah. What is cracking, Mr. Keyhouse 56?
Just doing prep for going to another country.
Yeah, that's tomorrow, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it seems like nothing crashes, at least in single player.
You wanna host a server?
Yeah, I'll host a server. None of the animations apply to Enfield or Enfield because
Mod.
No, well, yes, but because it has its own custom like human.xml, and that thing doesn't have custom animations, or it has custom animations, which is to say that it doesn't have all the new animations that got added. So there's no throwing up animation or no drunk animation walk. It's all just walking. Anyways, do you need an invite or? Also, yeah, it's true. They changed how the multiplayer stuff looks.
But are we loading serious opiates?
Huh?
Are we loading serious opiates?
Oh, is that not in my mod list right now? Hold on. I have updated serious opiates. If that's what you mean. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're updating it. It shouldn't have broken anything for the save file. It's basically because I was checking the files. Yeah, shit's a lot more addictive and also overdose applies a lot faster now, so I've just increased the overdose decay speed. Because it was slowed down already, so I just increased it a bit. Just said it's not as slowed down.
Alright, I'll join you in a moment.
But yeah, no, Keo, we're gonna have to tell Spar. Actually, I'm gonna have to tell Spar, you're not gonna be playing. But yeah, a failed fentanyl check gives you 75 opiate addiction. Yep. So, if you fail your fent check, you're just straight up addicted. And with serious opiates, there's no way of curing the addiction. So, be careful. Anyways, so
don't into fentanyl check, okay.
Yeah, and also morphine takes 20 seconds to fully apply, and opium takes 25 seconds to fully apply. So fentanyl's your only real combat heal drug. Or your fast-paced combat.
Just like go in a fight and then just drug yourself with morphine.
I mean, you can, but you'll suffer severe addiction. So long as you have a naloxone, you shouldn't suffer an overdose. It's more just a question of you'll be addicted, like at 100, and that'll take a solid amount of time to cure. But yeah, you didn't have to load anything in, right?
No.
Cool, so everything should work then.
I probably also have the exact same mod list and loading.
Yeah, no,
order.
I didn't change anything about the mod list itself except for updating serious opiates. Yeah.
So what are we testing?
Oh, well, I mean, I was just testing to see if the server worked.
Well, nothing seems to be not working, so...
Yeah. I mean, if you want, we could test the opiates.
I'm not sure what Twitch's policy on drugs is.
Oh, it's fictional drugs, so we're fine. I have also already done multiple disclaimers. Don't do drugs, kids.
Alright, so what's on the table?
Alright, well, if you want to test drugs or not.
I don't really feel the need to, but we could.
Well,
Just
if
keep
you
in
don't
mind
feel
that I have very strong genes.
Yeah, but your genes don't stop addictions.
True. Unless they do.
Well, we could test that out too. I don't think it do, though. I'm pretty sure it only heals damage. And maybe
Okay, so
burn.
what am I supposed to do? Stab myself with fentanyl?
Hold on, we're gonna enable cheats again. No more achievements. Yeah, so spawn item. Fent. I'm gonna stab you with fentanyl. Tell me if actually, I'll do it like this. I know if I succeeded or failed. I failed a check.
How am I supposed to know if I'm addicted?
Well, it should show up by now. In theory.
Nothing's showing up. Oh, never mind. Opiate addiction. There we go.
Yeah, the opiate addiction takes 25 seconds to, like, fully apply. Meanwhile, the healing itself takes 5.
Hey, is it supposed to be fighting against my genes? Because, like, it's at roughly 1/5 of the bar.
You're right, it's fighting your genes. Or maybe I succeeded the check. No.
It's going down slowly. It's going down slowly.
You say that, it's going down faster than I think it would, than I thought it would. Yeah, no. It's going down faster than it should. I think your hammerhead
Okay, let me
genes are...
stab you with one.
I think your hammerhead genes are actually fighting against the fentanyl. Here. Give me the poof. I dropped that on the ground.
I spawned in one myself.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
Is it glowing
I think
red?
I succeeded the check, I think.
Okay, so I think on a success it applies... Oh, I don't have the medical folder open anymore. I think it applies like 25? It's still showing up for me. Oh no, that's you. Yeah, no, I'm still getting an addiction.
Mine's already gone.
It's below 20. Hold on, let's... How fast is it? Yeah, you're at 19%.
Your addiction level is at 22%.
Yeah, that makes sense because he gave me 25%. And its scaling is... it goes down 1 every 20 seconds, I believe. Hold on, I can check that out.
I think mine's going down a bit faster.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Oh no, it seems to be going down about the same rate. Actually, your addiction fluctuates. I think you're close to,
Actually, your addiction's at 21%, just went down 20.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's actually fighting your thing. I think... Hold on. Let's check back on my mod. Maybe I changed the value to...
Can you just heal yourself? Hold on, I'll just heal you.
Yeah, heal me while I'm checking my files. Barotrauma. Local mods. Oh, welcome back, Life Man. We're testing server stuff because we have models or
Okay, how do I remove all the things from your health?
you have to do heal all and then my name, Or heal my name all. One of the two.
Heal all not found.
No, you have to do, okay, then you have to do my name first and then all. Also, does it use my, yeah, so that worked?
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked. Cool. Where is I going? Oh, yeah, opiate addiction. So with the
Excuse
mod.
me, I'm gonna stab you with fentanyl.
Alright, please do. Actually, we could set your medical skill to 0, by the way, if you want to constantly fail it. I think you succeeded.
I've succeeded again. I have 25 medical. Let me try again.
Hold on. Set skill, medical. Yeah, 0 to our boy 56.
Like it should flash red when it's not working, right?
Alright, I think I set your medical to 0. Right?
Let me check. Yes, it is now 0.
Yeah, so you should always fail. Although I think you managed to do it because it's gone past 50% now. But yes.
It's gone?
For me? Yeah, wait, did you heal me?
Yeah, I healed you.
Okay. By the way, you're still at 10%, so it does seem to be decaying at proper rates because, like I said, it's point... Whoa! I think I suffered an addiction there for a second or something. My screen went wobbly.
Yeah, you did. You are at 36, 39, 40. Nearly
yes.
50.
It does seem to be... Addiction does seem to be going down 1 every 20 seconds, so it seems to be going alright.
Your addiction level is just shot straight up to 80% and it's going slowly. Going down, like, really slowly.
Yep, so... Yeah, a failed fen check literally just gets you addicted. And like I said...
Shit.
And yeah, look, let's go to the clinic. Let's go to the clinic, because...
Hold on. Let me stab myself.
Yeah? Yeah, we both have addiction. Oh yeah, your addiction's going up. It's going up fast, wow.
Yeah, that's how it works. How bad is it?
You're at 46%, 50%. The clinic was over here, actually. Yeah. So... Yeah, try curing your addiction. Yeah, so
it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't because the mod also prevents you from curing opiate addictions at the clinic. You can cure your withdrawal, but not your addiction. So have fun with that, Kihao. Yeah, you just have an opiate addiction for the rest of your life.
Damn. Opiates.
I did
Not
fentanyl.
even once.
I did fentanyl once. Man, it does not seem like your hammerhead genes are fighting against the addiction.
Weird. Earlier it seemed like the opiate addiction went down, didn't shoot like to the stratosphere right away. So it might have just been the fact that you succeeded in a check.
Yeah, no, I succeeded in the check. Fentanyl's by far the least like the difference between a success and a failure is most noticeable on the addiction for fentanyl. But a failed morphine check actually gives you 40, which also means you get addicted, just not as badly. But yes, how likely do you think it would be to do a no drug run of Barotrauma?
I think it would be pretty difficult since anytime you take internal damage, you're just kind of screwed.
Well, you can heal it at a clinic.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like in a fight, if you need to get someone back up and they've taken a ton of internal damage, you have no choice but to just wait for them to heal.
Also, I don't know why, but
it's doable, but it's really inconvenient.
I think when you healed all, I think that cured my conditions that were making me thirsty. No, it didn't. Okay, no, never mind. But it did cure my thirst and hunger.
You might want to do something to make it so that it hides it in the medical clinic because it still shows up.
It doesn't show up. What you're seeing is withdrawal. Addiction doesn't show up.
Okay.
Like, hold on. I was about to give myself 100 overdose. What I want to do is this. Opiate.
I'll just stab myself with,
Oh, yeah, that also
opiates.
works. Well, I just gave you 100, so, you know, you're fully addicted now. Yeah, you see, the only thing you can cure is the overdose. The addiction symbol doesn't show up.
Oh, okay.
You can cure the withdrawal, but not the addiction. So technically, if you want to be super lame, you could just stand
Wait,
here.
hold on. I think heal all actually removes my genes.
Yes, it does. It heals all. It removes genes too.
Ah, shit. How do I... How do I get my genes back without destroying them?
Well, we're just gonna reload. I'm not gonna save. I'm gonna delete our character file. Our character file should not have updated.
If you just go back to lobby, it doesn't update anything.
Yeah, so we should be
You don't
fine.
have to. You don't even have to close the server.
Oh, I don't think I did close the server. Oh, maybe I think I clicked main menu actually. But yeah. You can use protein bars to heal internal damage. Lifeman brings up a good point. However, you can't really... It's not effective at all.
And also, if you're if the person's unconscious, you're kind of out of luck.
Your best bet is actually Deusazine. Yeah, Deusazine's like the least is like not addictive. And
Doesn't that still count as opiate?
Nope, it's not an opiate.
Huh. Oh, that's a chem.
Yeah, no, it's not a chemical either. Deusazine is just a neutral healer.
Wow.
But the thing is, Deusazine is very expensive to make.
Right.
But yeah, it is possible to do a no opiate run. It's just extremely complicated. Let's load back bottom gear 2. If for some reason your the things don't load properly, I'm just gonna have to reload the character files. But you gave me a copy, so I should just be able to do it. You still have your genes? Well, I'll let you load in first.
Yeah.
Okay, now yeah, it seems like you should still have your genes. Yeah, you got your genes.
Okay, now stab me with fentanyl. Make your thing level. Make your skill level 0.
Okay, fine. You want fentanyl that badly?
I mean, I could just stab myself with it.
Hold on. Set skill. Equals 0. Here, we're gonna do morphine instead. I should put you up to 40.
You should probably put on the goggles.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. Yeah, it's kind of hard to judge this in a vacuum. We'll have to ask Spar for feedback, and then if Spar says it's too much, we'll change it as we go. Yeah, you made it to 38 addiction.
Right, genes do not in fact counter it. However, I think it counters the overdose.
It shouldn't either. Because the overdose doesn't give you organ damage, it just drains your vitality. And actually, I can pull up the code right now.
Yeah, just give me 100 opiate addiction.
Give me a sec. You can do it yourself while I'm looking at the code. So what time are you getting up tomorrow? What's it called? Where's the heal damage? Yeah, so all it does is it heals damage and bleeding. It actually does not heal burn. Interesting. I guess
how do I set the...
How do you set what?
Opiate addiction to 100 because I don't actually know that skill.
It's give affliction. Oh, set like yeah, give affliction. Yeah, no, the new update definitely means that you should be careful with your opiate consumption. And with this mod, it's even worse. But, you know, not everyone has the serious opiate mod.
Yeah, serious opiate addiction is... Honestly, this feels a bit oppressive if you need to, like, really need to get someone back up.
The addiction? No, well, the addiction's not like like, sure, addiction sucks, but it's not, like, lethal on its own. The real killer is the overdose.
Well, I'm probably not gonna die from the overdose because I have the Hammerhead matriarch genes, since it's, like, fighting it, like, right now.
Yeah. The question is now, though, what's the best drug to give to someone who has an opiate addiction to fight withdrawals?
I think that's Naxolone?
Nope, naloxone in the mod does not cure your withdrawal. It only cures your overdose. So, to stop a withdrawal, you have to take drugs. Which means that your option... Which means that your safest bet is probably morphine. So morphine gives the least amount of addiction for withdrawal curing. Also, yeah, wow. Your withdrawal is starting to get serious, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, once you find the withdrawal unbearable, take morphine. We'll see how it balances out. Basically, we want to see if it's possible for your opiate addiction to ever go down. Although, what's your medical still right now?
Like, 25. So, like, average.
Oh wow, there's random events to just pat you down. That's cool.
That was already in the game.
Really?
Okay, looking at it, with how slowly opiate addiction is going down and opiate withdrawal is going up, I don't think it's actually possible.
No, like, take an opiate. Well, what's your medical again?
25.
Okay. You have to test it with, like, a professional medic, because you can cure withdrawals at the medical shop or clinic. Yeah, let's do that.
What did you give me?
I didn't do anything.
Okay, never mind. I have 100 nausea and all the controls look really funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna set my skill to 100.
I'm about to die.
You're not about to die, you're about to go unconscious. Anyways, let's give him some morphine. Alright. Is it possible for it to go down before the opiate withdrawal goes up? That's the real question here. Or is it just a never-ending battle? Alright.
Opiate addiction is pretty much back up to 100.
Yeah.
And withdrawal didn't go all the way down.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is ever gonna be ending. So I think the stronger opiates mod might you might want to do a bit of tweaking.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't change anything about the addiction or the withdrawals to decrease or gain scaling. The only thing scaling I changed is opiate overdose. So really, the question is, I think I might have to put back opiate withdrawal curing on the naloxone, but like make it less powerful. Yeah, at this rate, it's literally unsustainable. If your opiate addiction gets too high, you're just permanently addicted.
Hold on. How much addiction do you how much addiction do you have to have your character stop getting withdrawal?
Sorry?
How low of addiction do you do you need to get the withdrawal to stop going up?
It's tiered. So basically, if you go to the afflictions tab,
Is it wiki updated?
I don't think they changed that. I don't think they didn't change the afflictions themselves. Actually, no, that's not true. They changed how quickly you get withdrawal from the first tier of addiction, but that's it. Everything else is the same. So hold on. Opiate addiction. Okay, so
Okay, I think as long as you're not at 100, you're not in a great spot, but it's survivable.
take Fent once
But you
and
really,
you're fucked.
but you really need someone to. But you really either need to never fail your medical checks, or have a medic treat you with opiates.
Oh wait, this is the. I'm on the wrong mod. I was looking at Hungry Europans. Hold on. This is serious opiate. I need to open the local file. Afflictions. Also, if you're tired of throwing up, you could just heal yourself now. It's fine.
I'm just like waiting to see if like it just stops killing me.
This thing is,
Because nausea.
I don't think you can die
What?
from I don't think you can die from the withdrawal.
Well, I fell unconscious, so I don't know about that.
Oh, did you now? Sorry. Hold on, I'll get back in the game.
You remember when I fell unconscious on the ground?
Yeah, where are you now?
Well, I'm in the went up security thingy.
Oh, well, now you're still conscious. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm like before I went unconscious, then now it's just.
Okay, well, right now you're at a state right now where your opiate addiction should not increase your withdrawal any higher. But yes, Lifeman, to answer your question, making naloxone work how it does in real life by stopping overdose and putting withdrawal higher. Currently, the issue is if your addiction's too high, you're fucked. Like no matter what. If you make naloxone increase your withdrawal, you're just never gonna get off. You're never gonna cure your addiction. Yeah.
This is like bordering on the edge of dying.
Yeah. Oh, it's still going up a bit.
Still going up a bit, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go down soon. Yeah, you're gonna have to hit me. You're gonna have to hit me with morphine again.
Or what I can do. Actually, I think the strat here is actually not to give you morphine, but to give you CPR. Hold on. So if I give you CPR, you should never die.
That's a thing now.
Well, let's say that I'm like a professional medic, right? And not like some dumb fuck. So like, my CPR is not damaging you, and it's not also actually curing your oxygen lows. So in this state, your opiate addiction can go down naturally while your withdrawal can get time to recover.
I think this is like really scuffed.
It is incredibly scuffed, don't get me wrong. What could also work is actually oxygenite damages your lungs, doesn't it? So maybe not oxygenite, but like, because your addiction is about to pass the threshold now, where also tell me if you start.
Is that?
Huh?
How much addiction is that?
Your addiction's at 65% right now, or 63%.
You have to be under 60%.
Opiate addiction. Hold on. For your current, so right now you're in the 40 to 60. In the 40, oh, it's the 40 to 80 threshold. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, this is not sustainable because you're getting 25 opiate withdrawal every second, and opiate withdrawal right now is causing. Opiate withdrawal right now is scaling down at a rate of. What's your strength? Your strength's at 92. It's scaling down at a strength of what? Okay, 80 to 100. scaling down at a strength of 0.2, so you're technically gaining 0.5 every second. So you're
I
still.
don't know, I'm about to like completely die, so you might want to give me like something.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Heal me.
Oh wow. This is from the oxygen low.
Yeah, oxygen low slowly kills you.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the files. But yeah, so pretty much. Keep in mind, like I said, this is base game stuff. This is just assuming naloxone could not heal addiction or withdrawal.
Did you increase the addiction?
I did not. The game increased addiction. This is part of the update. I didn't do nothing for the addiction properties. Like I said, I've said it from the start. The only thing I've changed is how slow is slowing down how quickly you recover from an overdose, and preventing addictions and withdrawals to be cured from naloxone. But if this is how it's gonna be, I might have to give slight withdrawal curative properties to naloxone, because this is kind of silly. So let's spawn in. I want to see if stabilizine does it. Whoops. Because I don't remember if stabilizine actually cures that shit or not. Oh, hold on. I need to heal you. Your addiction's at 49% right now. How slowly is your addiction going down, actually?
Not very.
In the 40 to 80 threshold, it's 1 every 20 seconds. Fucking. No, this is addiction. Yeah, that's addiction, yeah. 40 to 80, it goes down 1 every 10 seconds. But yeah, no, you might just die from the addiction here, huh? Because your withdrawal's almost at 100 now. Okay, let's give you morphine.
Well, let's not do it in time before I die.
Stop giving you CPR now.
Did you fail the check? You went past the check, right?
Yeah, no, I have 100 medical right now, so I should always succeed the check.
If you change it from addiction for injuries, you've got the neurotrauma experience.
Sorry?
Check your chat.
That's neurotrauma. Yeah, no, fuck. No, I created neurotrauma 2.0, but simplified. Okay, so you only have 61 addiction. This is doable. You just have to constantly succeed your medical checks.
So you really need a medical officer to.
Yeah. Well, I mean that makes sense. If you have no medical professionals and you guys are just trying to cure your addictions by giving each other like opiates, you should not be able to recover.
I don't think that's trying to recover from addiction. I think that's just abusing opiates.
I mean, yes, but the lesson to learn here is don't do fentanyl unless you have 72 medical. And withdraw from the front lines if you've taken damage, because there's no fast way to heal. But yeah, no, in this state, you've probably overcome your addiction. But yeah, no, if your addiction is too high, if your addiction's past 80, you literally have to like just be unconscious for a while before to break the cycle. If your addiction's not above, like if your addiction's like around the 80 to 100 range, you're kind of fucked. If it doesn't get to that point though, you're fine. You can recover naturally. It just might take a bit. So, consensus, should I put back some amount of withdrawal to naloxone?
I mean, what's the intended thing to do? Like, how much stuff are you changing with your mod?
In total, there's 3 things loaded in the file list. One of them is naloxone. The other 2 are addiction, and the other one's overdose.
What did he do again?
So overdose.
No. Like, what does the mod do in total?
In total, it makes it so that you have to be careful about your usage of opium.
Okay,
And it makes
a bit more specific than that.
Overdoses are more deadly, and addictions are more of a bitch. So I'd say,
what did you change on it for addictions?
it does not get healed by naloxone anymore, and neither does withdrawal. So before it would heal both of those, now it heals neither of those, and you cannot cure an addiction.
You might want to give it healing withdrawal because the opiate addiction, I think that's like manageable. It's just that the withdrawal just comes in too fast and just kills you.
Yeah. The other thing is with yeah. So there's that, and then there's also the fact that the addiction cannot be cured at the clinic. However, withdrawal can be cured at the clinic. So that's another thing, Kia. If you're at a city, you can just constantly like stay near a clinic and just cure withdrawal until your addiction's manageable. Of course, it's not fun because you're wasting time.
Also money, a lot of money.
Yeah. Sorry for the nausea ASMR. It shouldn't cost too much money, actually.
Dude, I'm pretty sure these are like base game sounds because like these are
no, these are base game sounds, yeah. No,
this is not anime enough.
The damage sounds, the other sounds are only for taking damage. This is not my kawaii. But yeah, right now you're at a state right now where your withdrawal should actually start decreasing soon enough. Yes, how much would it cost you to cure your... Okay. So, for
58 marks.
58 for 68 one withdrawal is actually not bad, yeah.
It's 62 now.
It's 62, never mind. Damn.
62 for 62, it's like 1 to 1.
The inflation is insane, bro. Crazy idea, make meth cure withdrawal and addiction. And give you what, a chem addiction instead?
I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, chem addiction is less deadly than an opiate addiction. Surprisingly enough, actually that's not true. Chem addiction will kill you faster. If you're at max. But if you're not at max, it's not nearly as annoying. But there's also no way to cure chem addiction, I don't think. So let's see. Let's not kill ourselves immediately. So let's go out 80. You can die from a chemical withdrawal, but you can't die from a chemical overdose. Oh, you can cure a chem addiction? That's silly.
Man's gonna immediately go and patch it.
How did you know? How did you know I was about to patch that out?
This is what this man's do.
I'm a masochist. Come on, let me fuck over everyone else.
That's not masochism. That's sadism.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like, you know, like, but you know, like, but you know, like,
What a way with words.
All right, let's change that, shall we? All right. Have we had our fun here?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm just gonna kill myself real quick.
Oh, what the hell?
Chem withdrawal 100. Yeah, so you see, you can die from a chem withdrawal.
You might want to give Laxolone just like some ability to stop withdrawals.
Oh.
Just so like it has a use other than curing overdoses, because overdoses you'll see like once in a blue moon, I feel.
No. You'll see overdoses a lot more often now with the mod. Or with the not with the mod, with the update. Like shit causes overdoses way quicker now.
Oh, it's naloxone, not Naxolone. Was I spelling it wrong the whole time?
I don't know. I just call it anti-narc.
What if you make paralyzing completely cure addiction?
We don't need more excuses for Spar to paralyze people. He does it enough already. That man paralyzes people on a whim. I don't think... like, that sounds like a punishment. It's not. He will do it anyways. Okay, but it would be funny though, like... let's say you're playing on like some random server, and like a random host for like a random lottery. Let's say this mod's popular enough that random people just have the mod installed, right? So you're in your lobby, right? And you, being a serious opiate veteran, get into the lobby, and you're like, I'm surprised the kitchen hasn't exploded yet, by the way.
Hey, give it some time.
But yeah, so let's say you're a seasoned serious opiate veteran. You see that the mod is installed on this version of Barotrauma, or the server. So you, being the cognizant man you are, give the security officer an opiate addiction. On purpose. You just like shoot like 3 morphines into him or something. Also, I just died. Oh, should we have to change the difficulty setting, Kihao.
What?
Because Reaper's Tax is no longer a thing, so we have to change how death works. Sorry,
Don't we have respawning mid-round turned off?
Well, we have to see now. We have to go check. But yes, anyways, where is it going with this argument? Right, so you purposefully give the security officer an opiate addiction, and then you come up to him and you say, listen, there's no way to cure this addiction except if I paralyze you. So, the security officer will be like, obviously he doesn't want to get paralyzed because that spells trouble. But if he doesn't get that addiction cured, he's just going to be throwing up and he's going to find it really annoying because constantly being staggered by nausea is annoying. So, he might succumb and let you paralyze him. At which point, all hell breaks loose because you just paralyzed the security officer. In comes the clown.
Clown behavior.
Or maybe you are a clown in disguise. Anyways, the point is, the security officer's paralyzed, which means you can now handcuff him if you want, but also you can steal his security card. Now, if you steal his security card, and you give him yours, and then you put on a diving mask...
Hey, Butter, you can just tick off allow respawning.
Oh, yeah, okay, hold on,
Actually, no, I think it's respawn shuttle.
Is that in the bottom left, or is... No, that's in the server settings, right?
Respawn settings. Middle. Right.
Middle right. Ah. Respawn
No, not in the server settings. It's in the menu to the right. Between the names and the settings.
There's a delay key. I did it.
Okay.
But yeah, so where was it? Yeah, so you've paralyzed the security officer. Of his own consent, by the way, so he's not gonna get mad at you for that, right? And if he does, what are you gonna do?
Oh wait, hold on. You need to okay, you need to disable respawning too, because respawn shuttle means that they respawn in a shuttle. If you have that off, they'll just spawn in the submarine.
I see. But now I can't change skill loss on death. What should the skill? Do you want to eliminate skill loss on death?
Skill loss on death is just like, I don't know. It just feels kind of unfun sometimes. But also, like, you do need a punishment for dying. Wait,
that's a mod in RimWorld? What's the name of RimWorld? Because I love that mod. I love that game too. And I love silly RimWorld mods. Yes. Skill loss on death. Let's put it at like 20%. I think 20%'s fair. Addictol addiction. Oh, interesting. So what? You just paralyze someone? That's kind of making me think. I don't know if you've ever seen this video, but there's a video by a content creator called Charborg, where he's like trying to make someone recover, like a grandpa trying to recover from. I don't remember if it was alcoholism or like a meth addiction or something like that. But but he kept getting out of bed to try and do drugs. So he's like, let's amputate him so that he can't get out of bed, and he still kept getting out of bed. Oh yeah, no, Charborg. Yeah, no, I love Charborg. He's such a great content creator. Oh my god. Italian is cooking, what the hell? Skill loss on immediate respawn. What does this mean? Okay, well, that's not gonna matter because we don't have respawn immediately. So yeah, just don't allow respawning, skill loss on death. We'll put it like 20%.
What, would it still apply?
I don't know if it'll still apply. Do you want to test it out?
I don't think there's any much else for us to test. We'll do that and we'll end it. I'll hop off, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
But yes, have a good trip. I mean, what time are you leaving tomorrow?
Like,
is it going to be early?
No, not early.
I mean, how long is your flight to England?
I mean, to fly to England, it's across the Atlantic, but it's not actually that far away.
I don't know.
It'll take about like...
It's been a while since I've flown to Europe, so I don't remember how long the flight is.
I think it should be around 4 hours, maybe 5.
Okay. But yes, Lifeman, do you have any other questions about modding? Or just general things that you want to learn about modding? But yes, this has been pretty fun actually. I got to explain a lot. I got to update my mod. Oops, I minimized it. Of course, I didn't go as in depth as like a YouTube video, like with like a PowerPoint or whatever, but that's rambly as shit. But that's me, baby.
Okay, it's a 6 hours flight.
6 hours? Okay, that's that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
It's around 6 hours and 30 minutes, maybe faster or slower depending on your plane.
Just flying in a fighter jet.
I'm pretty sure those would actually take longer because you have to. I don't think they have that much range, so they need to get a tanker to help them transfer.
Fair enough. Okay, but what if you put the fighter jet on a really fast catapult?
I don't think that's gonna help any.
What do you mean? Come on.
Okay, at that point, you might as well just send the plane over in parts and assemble it there.
Okay, but come on. I mean, we're gonna make.
I'm in the server, by the way. You can start.
Oh shit! Oh, I didn't. I thought you said you were done. Okay, hold on. I have to load the campaign. Face hyperspace travel to go to England. That sounds like that's like you invent hyperspace travel just to go to England. Come on, man.
Create hyperspace travel. Go to the moon. Accidentally teleport all of Earth's atmosphere into the moon and proceed to strip Earth of its biosphere.
I mean, we all know that there's hyperspace travel to go to Brazil, but that's an exception.
Oh no, the hyperspace travel isn't to go to Brazil. You are taken to Brazil. Yeah,
I mean, consent was never a factor, but there's hyperspace travel to Brazil.
Okay, so you have skills in a lot of skills in 100. I'm gonna remove you real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, this shouldn't be a crime, right? Because I'm not a citizen.
Your attacker actually makes me miss.
Damn, nice headshot there.
Yeah, no.
There
Okay,
we
now
go.
you're deceased.
No, I lost money! In Neurotrauma, you'd be dead right now? Well, I'm dead right now too, so there we go. But,
Did it respawn you?
no, not yet.
Well, here's the thing. If we want to proceed and check if you lost any skill, it's gonna save the game, so we're gonna have to pull up a new. You're gonna have to go and replace the save after.
Yeah, so let's not do that.
Okay, well, we'll just see if it works later.
You die slower in Neurotrauma than base game. That's great. Is that true? I didn't know that. That's weird to me. I mean, like, I get... I imagine it's just that you have enough time to understand what the fuck is going on, because that mod is insane, but...
That mod is made by people who,
like, you call me a...
want pain.
You call me a sadist. So stop defiling my corpse.
I'm bringing you to your kitchen where you belong.
Okay. Viking burial, got it. My tits are flapping about, what the hell?
That's what you focus on.
I mean, that's the most apparent jiggling around, sorry. Actually, I'm curious now. I want to see how the jiggle physics work. We're pulling out the Enfield. Content, this mod. This one? What is this? Oh, that's a porn. Well, I mean, this is also a porn mod. There you go. Okay. So,
I think it just considers them like an individual limb.
So, wow,
that's how I would do it.
There's a lot of loading in this mod. Okay, so this is clearly unoptimized in terms of how it's loading its content package. Because
I don't think the optimization was on the offer's mind.
Because I don't know if you're seeing this right now, Kia, if you're on the stream or not, but they kind of like loading in like chunks of different items all together, like on separate files, folders.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you need this many different kind of like XML files for clothing. Anyways. Wait, that's gonna make it so hard. Actually, well, the character models themselves should be fine. Human.
But not all of them have jiggle physics. Like, the ones like these, they don't.
But the ones like what? Sorry, walk for me? You're right. But it's true.
These ones don't.
You're correct, though. I do think that some of the, like, clothings have, like... I do think some of the clothings would, actually like affect the jiggle physics. I'd have to check in the files themselves as well. For science, this is the science team. All right. Yes. Human. So, do we go for ragdolls first? Human default ragdoll. Keeping it here. So we have a head, a right arm, a right hand, a left arm, a left hand, a left thigh, a left leg, a left foot, a right thigh, right leg, waist, left forearm, right forearm, jaw. Name, boobs, type, jaw. Hey, thanks for the follow, bro. I hope that assaulted your ears. But yes, okay. We have the answers. Anatomically speaking, in Barotrauma, boobs are a type of jaw.
Well, there you have your answer.
This breaking news, everyone. Titties are the jaw of the torso. So, I believe they're considered a jaw because it uses the same kind of jiggly physics as like the creature's jaw. Like, you know, like some creatures' jaws will like just flub about.
Oh, right. This one's kind of funny.
What is? Hold on. Oh, you're just testing clothes. Is that like a clown costume? What is that?
No, that's just one of the costumes.
I see. It kind of looks like the clown costume.
It's also... There will be one thing you probably can notice immediately.
You have a corset on?
Besides that.
Oh, that's a mutated mud raptor.
Oh shit.
Now it's not that dangerous, but yes. Yes, so yes, we have booby jaws. How do they work? Where are they loaded even? So, more news. So, I don't like doing these on this screen because of all this, but let's see. So, sprite orientation, not any.
Okay, so one thing I've noticed is that even if you twitch a lot, they don't. When you have like some specific clothing on, they just don't jiggle at all.
Yeah, I genuinely think some of these clothing affect the jiggle physics. I'll check that in a second. Anyways, the point is, these titties do not ignore collisions. I think that is self-apparent, but if you like go on the ground, your titties will actually collide with the ground. Also, wow, my frame rate's dropping.
Yeah, look at what stuff you have here.
It's true, the kitchen.
Goddamn plants.
Yeah, you got a point. The kitchen is kind of full.
Let me just fall on the ground in a way that.
Stop doing the splits, bro. You can't do it. I like how it has an attack priority too.
I don't know if it's invisible when you have this on. Because here it kind of looks like it has a collision, but at the same time it also doesn't because the arms are actually above it. And the arms also have a collision.
I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, all this stuff is just for like, this is just like the physics of it, I think. But here... Wow! Okay, never mind. I thought that was like all the joints for the titties. No, this is all the joints for a human. I like, that's a lot of joints for just one boobie. Wow, okay, fun fact. Your boobies do have a hitbox, apparently.
I mean, looking at this, I think they do because they just refuse to clip. Like they refuses to put the body like right onto the door. When I know that. I don't know. Maybe it has like a hitbox, as in it will get hit by things, but I don't think it's actually. How big are the arm hitboxes?
How big are the arm hitboxes? I don't know. I'd have to go in the ragdoll animator. Or the character editor is what it's called. But I'd have to shut the server for that.
Is there anything else we need to test?
No, but it does not seem I'm respawning, huh?
No, you're not respawning.
Well, I mean, it should be fine. Well, I mean... Really, the main thing is, can I respawn?
You cannot.
But I mean, like, as in... Okay, actually, I can force myself with cheats. Respawn. Alright. Revive. Did I lose skills? I did not lose skills from reviving myself.
Yeah, but like that's because you revived. That's different.
Yeah. You still have this. I guess I could update the save, like re-download the save file afterwards. Do you want to
also?
What's up?
You can now change the voice chat volume of other people.
Yeah, you can edit each person's voice. We can increase random. And but yes. So yes, boobies are jaws, but now let's look at the clothings. Because I don't think these things have any kind of animation to them. Yeah, the animations are the jiggle physics are just built into the fact that it's a jaw, I think. Which is really weird to think about, but you know, we don't question it. Lower caps item folder. That's weird. Okay, so what clothes are you wearing right now?
Why does that matter?
Well, you said you had no jiggle physics on them, right? Or is that a different one?
Different one. Let me go grab it. Oh wait, no, I have one on me. Hentai Collection Suzutsuki.
Okay, I have no clue what folder that is. There's... Hold on. There's too many folders in this. Temp ER? No, that's the hairs. Textures? Nope, that's the icon. Old... That's the old character models. Or not, that's the hair? What the fuck? Man, this thing is so unorganized. Chinese modding be like. Oh, clothing. There's an entire section for clothing. So, what anime or what gacha game or whatever? You said Kantai?
There should be Hentai Collection.
Konkole. Shigure?
No, this is not Shigure. This is Suzutsuki.
Okay, well, it's not in the Konkole folder.
Oh, let me go grab. I think there is. We might have it.
Oh god, the text is in Chinese in the folder.
I don't think you'll be able to make any progress.
Well, no, well, like the code itself is in English, but like the text, the text describing them is in Chinese.
Outstanding.
So what's he called it again?
This is the thing I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Kantai Collection Suzutsuki.
It's not in the clothing folder.
Well,
maybe it's in the Jap Gear folder.
you said there was custom animations for hair.
Hair. No, there's
There's
like
an
a
item called Shiguri hair.
there's like a custom folder for hairs. And that the Shigure hair was in the Konkole folder. My god. This mod is a mess. Hold on. So let's go to job
Be
gear.
like, what is it? Optimization.
Well, to be fair, he has a lot of shit there. They have a lot of shit they just put in. But like, my god. Maybe it's commoner clothing? Nope. Assistant. Nope. Captain, nope. Actually, well...
There is actually a Shiguri outfit. That's just named Shiguri.
Yeah.
I found it.
Hold on, I want to check the folders real quick for the clothing. So right now I'm on Captain's uniform. So Captain uniforms...
I'm now boat woman.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Okay, so Sprite... Okay, so for the clothing, they have Captain's Uniform 1 boobs. Or like, right now I'm looking at Captain Uniform 1, by the way, which is... Or like the Captain's XML. So texture is the Captain 1 PNG, so it's using the Captain 1 PNG. Then it's the limb jaw, because I guess tits are defined as jaws for this mod's sake. Hide limb true, which means that the boobies will will be hidden behind the boobies that you get from the clothing. Then inherit source erect, inherit origin. I think that like inherits the physics and inherits the like the point of origin. So, we need to find one that does not increase your jiggly physics. What was the was there any other ones that did not that hid the jiggly physics?
The Shiguru does not hit high jiggly physics.
But what was like the schoolgirl run that you were wearing earlier?
That one was called. I don't know how to pronounce this. KG?
KG? Is from what game?
Kilo Alpha Juliet India. How to spell it? It says from Eternal City.
Whoops! I hit the wrong thing. Back to this. From Eternal City.
Yes.
We'll go to clothing. Eternal City, you say? That does not seem to be a thing here. Arc Knights.
Although we might want to move somewhere to with better lighting.
Okay, sure.
Which is just go to the reactor room to the left of it. Pretty empty here.
So it's the Shigure?
Yeah. Hair and
why does it kind of look like Tifa?
now that he pointed out. When did she first appear anyway?
Tifa?
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy VII, which is year 2000, I believe.
Christ, that was a long time ago. That was before I was born.
Aha.
Oh, this is her refit clothing. That's why. He's older than that.
Really? And I'm just going through each file individually, trying to find PNGs and trying to recognize, like, just trying to recognize it visually. Because this is ridiculous.
You want me to help?
I mean, if you want to open up the local file yourself, but so I'm not gonna stream my folders because that could cause issues.
What mod ID is this?
The mod ID is 285-372-6750.
Okay.
285-2853 should probably be good enough. If you have...
It is good enough. I'm just... Intriguing.
The override. They have files. They have a file specifically just for overriding the captain, just so you can get that those two weep blades in the admiral uniform. Also, some of these shit are literally just text files.
I found the file for Shigure clothes, but I'm not sure that's what they're looking for.
No,
What are you looking for?
I found that too. Like one of the ones that doesn't have jiggle physics. The quest for jiggle physics is insane. This is the real end game.
Wait, there's a sour... Huh?
Oh, I found Eternal City. You're right, there's 2 different folders because, like I said, this mod is not optimized. So, I found the titties. So, again, sprite limb jaw. Compare this to Captain Gear. The jaw. Hide limb true. Hide other wearables is false. Then there's the PNG. Inherit source erect, inherit origin true, inherit scale true. Inherit limb depth true, depth limb none. By all accounts, they should have jiggle physics. I don't see anything that's code that says it shouldn't have jiggle physics. Or the Kaji clothing or whatever it's called. The Eternal City one.
I have it on me in case you need it.
Yeah, but keep walking. Strut your thing! Yeah, you're correct. There's no jiggle physics at all involved. And it applies to limb. Actually, no, I think... Okay.
It might be that a jiggle fix just straight up isn't enough to like go past the...
Hold on. So, let me look at the PNG of it. Okay. I see why now. So the PNG itself hides the boobies because the sprite limb jaw gets hidden by hide limb equals true. However, in the sprite animation, there is no separate thing for boobies. It's like it's kind of actually I can pull up this folder. Hold on. Let's create an instance, shall we? Let's create a window capture, if we would. We'll call it the science one. And we're gonna MS Paint this. Does this work? What layer is it on? Science. Is this working? It's just black. Hold on. Paint. This should... Why is MS Paint not showing me anything?
Oh yeah, I see it now.
You can see it?
No, like I see what you mean. I went into the files.
Yeah,
like there's a in the and the thing it's missing for the boob limb.
Yeah. It's just I want to try and show it for Mr. Lifeman over here.
I mean, I can send you like a two pictures that you can just show in your browser.
Yeah, sure, that'll work.
Least scuffed way to get around problems.
We love OBS out here. I do love OBS. It's just annoying sometimes.
Lol.
Save. But
okay.
yes.
They will be sent shortly.
So send me one with the titties, and then send me one without the titties.
Yeah, I have them ready. Hold on.
Perfect. Give a round of applause for our man Kia56 out here. Dedicating his group chats to science. Right, so let's hide Barotrauma for a quick sec. So, as you can see, this one has a sprite for the legs. So this is like your thigh, or like your left or right thigh. This is like your left and right leg or whatever. These are feet. These are hands. These are forearms. These are shoulders, I think is what it's called. These are torso.
I think we have the exact clothes. I need to go check if we have it.
But, as you can see, over yonder right here, we have this nifty little thing for the titties. So with this on...
The boob coverings, if you will.
The boob coverings, if you will. Now, I believe this one is a bit revealing. Like, I think this one might not hide the limb.
Let me go check, because I can just go buy it one moment.
Well, actually, you can spawn it if you... the ID should be... Actually, I don't know what the ID is.
I know what the exact ID is. I've just went over to just buy it, because...
Okay.
Why not?
But yes.
If I can find the shop.
So this one has... So, like, all of the clothing will replace your limb jaw, aka your titties. It'll hide them. But this one has a separate thing for the titties, which then copies all of its physics and whatever. But this file does not have jiggle physics. Oops, I opened the wrong thing again. This file does not have the jiggle physics. So this one, you see, you got all your limbs properly again, but there's no titties. There's no titties. So what happens is, your titties get hidden because you're wearing clothes, and that the invisible titty clothing has physics, but it doesn't exist. It's invisible. So you have.
I'll be back in a moment. I got the clothes.
Perfect. So you have your titties right here. The thing is, they don't have physics because they're actually part of the torso and not part of the jaw, aka the titties. So...
I'm rubber banding all over the place, Jesus.
Oh yeah, is the connection bad?
Maybe.
I seem to have dropped like 237 frames over the course of the stream, but I don't think that's... That doesn't seem like a bad number. Like, it's 0%.
Right.
So I don't think my internet connection's being an issue here, but it could be. Anyways.
Don't really I didn't bring the hair to make this go with, but here's the here's like a comparison.
Alright. Back to Barotrauma. Sure. Let's get rid of this lunchbox I have on me. So yes, you see? This is...
Take off your hat.
The titties are part of the torso. They're not part of the titties. Meanwhile, this one is... The titties are part of the titties. And also, wow, they're very springy, huh? There are no...
Stop moving, just like stand here, right next to me. Stop. Like you can kind of see a difference.
Yeah, you can also see a difference.
Because like one is a fixed structure, the other one, well, if I turn around, it does this weird turn thing.
Yeah. Okay, but it seems the physics are the same no matter what. Yeah, I wonder what Husk attacks like when the torso is the jaw. Have you ever seen a plague marine? I think it'd be like that, or like it's like the mouth opens up in the stomach or whatever, and it goes rah. Yeah, I think we've tested everything we needed to test here, right? Yeah,
everything that's reasonable to test.
We have studied the physics behind the titties, so I think science has gotten its long-awaited answers. The server is running perfectly fine. We don't have the unique animations.
I'm pretty sure that's because you were alt-tab or something.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure it's because like you were alt-tabbed.
What do you mean alt-tabbed?
Like your thing was like focusing on other applications, which is why it lagged the game.
Oh, maybe that's probably that. Yeah, that's
because you got like shoved into the rear of the queue, basically.
Yeah, let's go back to lobby. But yes. So what do we got? So we figured out how titties work. So we made some big scientific breakthroughs. RimWorld multiplayer. We have actually. I played RimWorld multiplayer with this guy over here a handful of times. I don't think we've ever finished the campaign, though.
No, we have not.
How far did you get with?
I'm pretty sure we died.
Oh, that's possible.
And we just never continued it ever again.
Yeah, but no, we've played RimWorld multiplayer before. It's pretty fun. We don't have any of the DLC for RimWorld though.
Too poor.
Well, I think it's not that we're too poor. I think it's overpriced, personally. But yeah. Thank you very much for helping, Kiho. I think it's been about 4 hours, so I think I'm gonna start ending the stream now. Like I said, we've kind of done everything that needed to be done. So science is done for today. So yep.
I guess I'll go now.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, I'll talk to you later. Yes. All right. Yes. You do a multiplayer. No, I don't think I've ever actually finished the RimWorld campaign. I don't know. RimWorld's the kind of game that I love to play, but I don't like to finish. Like, once I've like kind of solved the issues in the colony and like it's stabilized, I just kind of get not bored, but like I feel like I've solved the game at that point. Even though there's like raids that can just fuck me over completely. It's like at that, like once the colony is stabilized, I don't find the growth process afterwards as enjoyable as trying to settle down and like actually start surviving. If that makes sense. But it is a fun game. And it's also a fun game to mod, like Barotrauma. Or to play with mods. I've never modded RimWorld. I've only modded Barotrauma. Damn, you did? That she did. He found me, what the hell? Yes, I shall accept the friend request for now. Make sure to stay in my good graces. Or else. But yeah, no, thank you for stopping by. I hope I have at least taught you a handful of things about how to mod Barotrauma, or at least how to read the files, because I think you mainly joined once we were just reading the files. But it is starting to get at a time now where I should start hitting the bed. So thank you very much for coming by. And yeah, you gotta have the morphine part. Yeah, that's what I figured. But yeah, no, thanks for stopping by. We do play Barotrauma on Saturdays at 6 p.m. So that's when we do the multiplayer campaign. And Friday, I am streaming Dragon's Dogma 2, if you're interested in that game. Other than that, have a good one. And remember, don't do fentanyl, and titties are jaws. Peace.